the hottest topics and the coolest tunes.
We've got everything you need to jumpstart your day, from news that matters to interviews with your favorite. We're dishing out those feel-good stories that will put a smile on your face.
So sit back, relax, and let us spice up your mornings. The Punch Breakfast Show starts now.
Stay tuned for a morning full of energy and entertainment, right here on Punch Radio 106.7 FM.
Sit back, relax, and let us spice up your mornings. The Punch Breakfast Show starts now.
Stay tuned for a morning full of energy and entertainment, right here on Punch Radio 106.7 FM.
You know, once is the weekend, most especially a Friday. That's the time you get a momentum. You say, oh, yes, I'm about to take a rest a bit. I'm about to take a rest. I'm about to take a nap. Yeah, you know, getting up every morning at exactly 5 o'clock. It's not an easy task, but we just have to do it. We just have to keep doing it because it's the job. That's what we sign up for. Let me say good morning wherever you are, however you are listening to us. I just don't know where you are this morning, but for me, I'm sitting behind this bullheaded microphone live from Pinsville, outside the nation's capital in Morovia. Welcome you to today's edition, the weekend's edition of the Punch Breakfast Show. It's the PBS for short. My name is Boakai Amara Kamara. I'm pretty seated here for you shortly. My colleague Harris Gbede will be joining me in. That's when we'll be talking the talk. You know, yesterday, we are sorry about what happened on yesterday. We went out of electricity on yesterday. Yeah, you know, right after making our analysis on yesterday, pew. Somebody say pew. So current left on yesterday, so we couldn't be here. So but it's good to be back here this morning. We are back and back for good to give you the weekend's edition. Yeah, I started receiving a lot of text messages on yesterday. Yeah, but you know, that's it. It's the PBS, the Punch Breakfast Show. Once again, my name is Boakai, and we'll continue from yesterday where we started from. A few employees of the Morovia City Corporation got dismissed on yesterday. And again, there have been this news making rounds in our nation. But before we go there, let me wish Mr. Sekou Hassan Dukle. He's the port manager of the National Port Authority. Happy birthday, Mr. Dukle. Celebrate his birthday on today. I'm wishing you a happy birthday as you go about celebrating. That's the manager of the port, Mr. Sekou Hassan Dukle. Good morning to you wherever you are, Mr. Dukle, and happy birthday as you go about celebrating on today. Welcome. I just don't know, like I said, where you are following us from. Those in Pinsville here, let me say good morning. Those in the Sinker and Gardnersville area, good morning, welcome. So if you are following us through our Facebook page, all you need to do is just tell us where you are following us from, and we will recognize you by reading your comments this morning on the PBS. That's the Punch Breakfast Show. Like Gomez, Zieze say good morning. We say happy birthday, Mr. That's MD Dukle. Okay. All right. So CDC Papi Success Keita for life say good morning, Liberia. I'm watching from a Dupont Row. God bless Liberia. Okay, so you can leave your message this morning on our Facebook page. We will read it out for you this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show. So, like I said, I'm still anticipating the arrival of my partner, um, in person of Harris Biddy. And at we have a few things to look at this morning. At 9 o'clock, we'll be joined by we'll be joined, but the person is not in Liberia. He'll be joining us through the line from the United States of America. So um, we'll be joined by that's Reverend Philip Blamo. Reverend Philip Blamo will be our guest on this Punch Breakfast Show this morning at 9 o'clock. He'll be joining us from the United States of America. So at 9 o'clock, Reverend Philip Blamo uh, of the citizen, that's the Citizens Action Committee, will be joining us at 9 o'clock from 9 to 10 o'clock. So from now up until 9 o'clock, we have a wide range of issues to look at. Musa Kamara say I'm foreign from the port city of Buchanan. Andrew colleagues say I'm good morning. I'm foreign from Lower Magibi County. Sheikh Fire say good morning, Punch. Watching you live from New Georgia Estate. Joseph Bali, so good morning. I'm watching from Houston, Texas, the USA. Good morning. And wishing everybody that following us well. So yesterday we came here, we talked about the situation that emerged from the Monrovia City Corporation on the day before yesterday, where few employees of the entity were given a letter of dismiss or relief from their position for what they term as going against the ethic, going against the rule, by really insult on the president, His Excellency um, Joseph Newman Boakai. We started our conversation on yesterday. We here at the Punch Breakfast Show, we when things are wrong, we look in the eyes of our leaders. We tell them that this is wrong. When things are right, we also look in their eyes and tell them that yes, kudos to you for doing the rough thing. But from us here, even though we know that there have been series of insults ring on the president, His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai, and we know some top hierarchies from the Coalition for Democratic Change once told the Liberian people that when they win elections, they will not employ any unity partisans in their government. Because of what? Because according to them, they won for the unity party in opposition to be stronger. That was the voice of Eugene Nangme during the campaign period. And in a statement again, His Excellency, former President of the Republic of Liberia, George Manawia, once told the Liberian people that any Liberian court, they respecting the presidency, such person were going to be there with. All of these things happen under the watch of former President George Manawia. But we as citizens, all those now that are in government, the unity partisans, they came to change the narrative. They came here on the matter of change. They told us that they were going to change things around here. So going back and doing similar thing that the CDC did is something that we will call upon them to do the rightful thing. You say you can be taking bath Then crazy man can take your tower, and then you jump behind the crazy man, you start running while you are naked. Some of the guys that got dismissed, I'm personally friends with them on social media. I follow their posts, and I know how disrespectful they been to the presidency. I know how disrespectful they been to the presidency. The guys on their various social media platform, you will see them disrespecting the presidency by writing every blessing day. The guys will write something against the presidency, and imagine that they are working with the government. They are working with the government. But my own point here is that, were there previous actions taken against them? Did the government, through the Marvel City Corporation, warn them by giving them warning letter? Nope. Were there a meeting call by the entity to tell them, oh, you guys have to desist from what you are doing? You can't be working in a system and be bad muffing the same system. CDC did it, of course. They dismissed people on ground that they were against former President George Weah. But we can't just do similar thing that what the CDC did. No. I know President Buakai will never be in support of such a thing. I just don't know where Jokai, Joshua Jokai, Josiah Jokai rather, Josiah Jokai took that from and called upon the city mayor in John Siafa to dismiss the guys. So 9 persons got dismissed. And if this government can do anything, for me, I want for them to reinstate the guys, give them warning letter, and if they don't desist, I mean, there are a lot of punishment you can get in a minute. Send someone into a Grange there. Send someone in places that they know that when they go, that they to even get internet, it will be very difficult for them. Then it will be left of them to resign their position. I'm not here saying that disrespecting the presidency is good. No, don't get me wrong. You disrespect the presidency, nobody will come here and be bad muffing. I will not, like I said yesterday, I will not come here and be bad muffing my boss, Madam Hona, here every morning. I'm working here. This is where I'm getting my daily bread from. So bad muffing the presidency is not called for. But the actions taken, I think they should have been warned. There should have been previous letters submitted to them that, oh, you have to desist from this. And if not, then that's the time action should have been taken upon them. But you just can't follow them what they did before and start doing it because they are from the opposition bloc. No, they are from the opposition bloc. So my friend and brother Harris have joined me in this morning. Harris, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Bokai. Good morning to us Liberians and to every one of us that are doing perfect this morning. Is by the grace of the Lord Almighty. For us, believer of the faith, it is always important we acknowledge the goodness of God in our lives. For me, I see this as an opportunity. And so this morning I'm good. I'm doing wonderful. It's on a Friday. I'm wearing black in solidarity of all those that were dismissed. I'm in black this morning. Yeah, I'm in solidarity with them as well. But it's good to be here this morning as always, Wakai, and to have conversations informing our people. For us, we believe an informed citizenry is one of the best guarantee of a continuing democracy for Liberia to flourish, for us to have a democracy where people take responsibility of the decisions they make. We have to inform them always, and we need to take information very seriously in this country. So I'm good. I'm doing wonderful this Friday morning.
Um, um, before you kickstart your analysis, the issue about the vibration there in Lofa is a continuing process. Someone just inboxed me again this morning. We await a caller from that particular town. So as soon as we get a person up on the line, we'll talk to them on how the situation is. Even though we know that government have sent people there from the EPA and the Ministry of Mines, but we'll talk to the individuals that are on ground there on how things are going now in that part of the country. So I just wanted to let you know. As soon as I receive the call, I will interrupt it. So like we began on yesterday on the issue about dismissals at the Moreover City Corporation is what we are continuing this morning before we can get our guest at 9 o'clock on the Punch Breakfast show.
Yeah, yesterday we initiated a conversation about the MCC and other government institutions as well that are posed to be affected also from this action. You see, what distinguishes us, Wakai, from the rest of the other media platforms? At times, a lot of you judge our independence when it comes to these kinds of conversation. But we have repeatedly demonstrated to you that the interest we served is the Liberian people. And that's why you see we carry the slogan on this platform, the Citizens Radio. So our greater responsibility is to have a conversation that favors the Liberian people and I'm favoring certain politicians or individuals. And so that's why when these things happen, we take to the media, we take to the platform, and we say what we say in the interest of the Liberian people. We said to you on yesterday, and the reason why we took interest this morning to continue this conversation for a few reasons. One is that in Liberia, we get the mentality, the mindset that, in a Liberian meeting, right after 2 days, they will die.
Yeah.
And because of this, people deliberately carry on some actions with the understanding that a Liberian meeting, after 2 days, they will cease, and everyone forget about it. That's one of the reasons why people do what they do in this country. Another reason is that because everyone thinks that the media institutions in this country as well, that's supposed to be the watchdog of the state. When these things come out, the first day we're going to discuss them. The second day, perhaps we'll have a bit of conversation on it and we'll be done with it. And so because of that, the leaders themselves don't see it as a pressure on them. So everyone will say that, gentlemen, my manager relax, man. Tomorrow morning will be all on the radio stations, it'll be all in the newspapers. And afterwards, it goes just to that. It will be just the way it is. But also on this platform, we start to continue and we'll have a conversation on this up until Monday. And there is no, if there is no action, we will continue on this conversation as well. Because we have said if President Barker administration will do what is right, we sit on this radio to commend the government. It is equally our responsibility that if the government is acting in ways and orders that are not necessary to the laws governing this country, we will criticize the government as well. That's what we have said. And so this morning is also to a point. You see, Barker, we're going to base our analysis this morning on three laws that govern this country. 3 laws. The Constitution, which is the organic law of the state, which means no other law in this country surpass the Constitution, will be the first basis of our discussion. Another one is the Civil Service Agency Standing Order. Now, the Standing Order is that rule. It is the framework that guides the Civil Service Agency and all civil servants across Liberia. It tells them how to function. It tells them what to do. It tells them what not to do. That law also provides direction in terms of directing leaders of different institutions on the way to go about things.
Yeah.
That law also provides that heads of different institutions, it provides them a roadmap in terms of the decision that they will make that will affect the workers as well. That civil service agency standing order provide that. Were you to look at the code of conduct as well, the code of conduct provides for every individual employed in the in government in Liberia. So the code of conduct sets the pace that even the president is being subjected to the code of conduct. That the code of conduct subject the president, and the president is honored, is captured within the code of conduct. For the civil service agency, the president office is not captured on the civil service agency, right? But the code of conduct captures the president office as well. So the three laws couldn't guide our discussion. The civil service agency Josiah Jokai willingly, willfully, and satisfactorily talk to the Ministry of Information regular press briefing and informing Liberians that some 9 persons will be dismissed from government, particularly affecting the Monrovia City Corporation, and some other 38 plus persons across 51 persons across different government ministries, the Ministry of Labor, the Ministry of Gender, and the other different ministries will be affected by this action. Now, we felt that the reason why those over 50 persons who have been dismissed on the basis of incompetency, on the basis of negligence, or perhaps not attending to their duties as called for by their term of references, but instead the civil service agency boss said to us that those individuals have consistently been engaged in acts that are inconsistent with their responsibilities and their duties as employees of government, particularly waging insults at the personnel of the president, at the character of the president, and other government officials. Now, the civil service said that such an act by those employees in government undermines the integrity of the very job that they do, undermines the work that they do, that their duties and responsibilities is in conflict with their political stance. And on top of that, an immoral attitude as well has demoralized their functions and responsibilities. And so because of this, they warrant dismissal. And that's how he recommended to the mayor of the city of Monrovia, John Sefa, to take that action to have those persons dismissed. But I'll draw you back a bit. John Sefa, a Saturday ago, that was just last Saturday, said to the media that some 281 persons, that were 281 persons, casual workers at the Monrovia City Corporation, those 281 casual workers were being misplaced, were being misclassified, or were being misinterpreted their functions. And the past government, under the administration of George Weah, had classified those 281 persons as consultants at the Monrovia City Corporation. But those persons include casual workers, laborers, and other persons at the Monrovia City Corporation. So because of that, when Josiah Jokat initiated the payroll audit, he had those 281 persons in December. In December prior to the coming force of this administration, those 281 persons were being relieved of their position, were being dismissed. So following that, the government was later informed that those 281 persons are casual workers, are the ones you see at the Monrovia City Corporation of various offices, are the ones you see on the streets cleaning the various street corners and everything. So they were being misplaced. They were being misinterpreted. So because of that, the civil service then was instructed to reinstate those 281 persons. John Safat said to us that the government has paid those persons for the 6 months of which they were off government. That's counting from January up to July. They paid them for the 6-month period, or the 7 months period they were paid. On top of that is that the government took a decision to have the verification to ensure that those individuals went through the personnel action notice. So upon that, the CSA was to instate those 281 persons.
Okay, let me hold you there, please. Like I said, we're going to talk to somebody from Lofa County on the issue about the vibration that is taking place in Lofa County. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, sir. I'm A. Moriba Sano, president of Igbedu in the diaspora and Morea.
President of Igbedu. Are you president in Igbedu?
I am president in Igbedu. I arrived here this morning at about 2:15.
Okay, tell us what's happening now in Igbedu. I understand that the government sent a team there on yesterday to find out the happenings that are taking place there in Igbedu, most especially when it comes to the vibration of the land there in Igbedu. What's the current situation there?
The current situation is very tense, and people have been coming in. With people who have been coming here, and they said to us that they cannot tell. We ask them questions as to whether we stay here, our people can stay or should not stay here, and nobody has been exact to tell us as to whether we stay here or not. Or they can advise us, if you want to stay here, you can stay here, because we can't advise you to leave because we don't have place for you to go. But the situation is tense. People have left the town, women and children. Some we don't know where they have gone. We are worried. Even we that slept here last night, I'm afraid.
So you are saying that the government is government haven't informed you guys that you should relocate yet. They haven't informed you about relocation because they're still trying to find out. Yeah, you are saying something. Go ahead.
I said they have not said anything in terms of relocation or in terms of stay. And now that we are suffering almost 1 week, our people have not gotten food. Nobody go in the bushes. Nobody found food anywhere. They are just worried. The next villages we went to, our people went to, they are there. But they don't carry food. Even they don't have.
Yeah, but what?
Yeah,
but what's actually happening? We just hearing about land vibration. What's the actual issue that is occurring there?
Yeah, when I was in Morea, the 26th, they called me that what is happening, the land can be shaking and the house is shaking. So people worry. So even when I came last night, myself, I heard the sound last night.
Oh, it even occurred on last night again?
For every time, yes. Over my arrival, number 2 something. Yeah.
Yeah, but is there any mining company around there? If yes, have you guys engaged there? Because if there's a mining company around there, then I think they should be responsible. Do you guys know of any mining company in that part of the country?
I assure you fully, there's no mining company even close to us. There's no mining company even close to us at all. There's no mining company.
So, Harris?
Yeah, I'm concerned, especially.
Are you getting my colleague?
I'm getting you good.
Okay, go ahead, Harris.
Yeah, so I'm concerned, especially for those of you that had the time to grow up. Growing up in Yegbedu. Is this the first of his experience in Yegbedu or around that surround? I'm saying in that surrounding as well. That the vibration.
When I was coming on 1984, we experienced such a thing, but they said it was from Guinea. It was from Guinea back then. Said 1984, we had not experienced such a thing.
What exactly was the measure thinking when at the time in 1984 were you to record that similar thing happened and it was said that it was from Guinea? Was there any measure taken at the time by the county authorities or perhaps?
No. But then when it happened in 1984, when I was a young boy coming up at the time, they said it was for Guinea, but it was not only for Igbedu back then. All our surrounding villages experienced it. But for now, only Igbedu. All other villages around us, we try to contact. Nobody have no sound of touch. Only Igbedu.
How are children? I'm concerned about the welfare of children currently as we speak. It's very
serious. It's very serious, especially for the children and the women. They have left the town and they are to the surrounding villages. I tried to search for some people in me. I asked for some people, some of like my son, I asked for him. They say he's going to Conjolo. I tried to contact Conjolo. They say he's not there. I called Coleman. They say he's not there. So I'm staying in search of him. I don't know which village you
have you had a time as president of the people of Yekbedu there that prior to your arrival in the county today, what I had a conversation.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was saying, as president of the people of Yekbedu, I'm saying prior to your arrival in the county, I mean, you didn't follow up on the county leadership to ensure that this thing is brought to their attention, and what has been their own intervention so far as we speak?
Yes, I tried to talk to some people. I talked to Topatan, who is the radio reporter, and I talked to Mr. Sua, who is a lower correspondent. And this morning, I'm trying to call a town hall meeting with our people to see how then we can mobilize our people who are around the villages and talk to them together.
Yeah, from my end, the government dispatched a team, and according to report, they arrived there on yesterday. If you have interacted with them, what are they experiencing? Are they telling you that it's risky to be in a town? You have to relocate, and what are they doing now? What you see them doing?
The government team that came to Uganda yesterday only went around, according to the report from the leadership of the town, because by then I was not there, but they went around the town, and the town leadership asked them as to whether they are going to stay there and what they experience from their testing, and they said they are going to make their report to the leadership that sent them. Asking them as to whether we should stay in the town or not, they said yes, they can't tell you to move because the population is large, but then they can also tell you to stay.
Okay, so
they are going to forward their information to the town.
Yeah, so how many?
Country leadership.
Let's look at the town. How big is the town? And when it comes to the amount of persons that live in the town, is it close to 1,000 or 1,005? How many persons?
The number is above 2,000. The number is above 2,000.
Wow.
Above 2,000. Yeah.
All right. So before we take leave of you, any message to the government, those listening to you in Monrovia this morning? Any message quickly before we take leave of you?
Yes, please. I'm calling all the philanthropic government of Liberia and friends, people that will come to our rescue. Please let them come to our rescue. My people are suffering. They don't have habitation. There's no food. And we don't know where to be. Really, people. People we are in the town here. We are in fear. Every time you have sometimes we go all the around the town, I mean, we are not safe.
All right, we'll keep it.
We are acting and please join us.
Okay, we'll keep echoing and we'll keep joining you as things unfold. We'll have your number and we'll keep in touch with you. Okay, this is Punch FM.
Yes, please, Spoon FM, and this is my orange number. I also have it because the network of this.
Yeah.
Orange number is not good too much, so I have a loose star. Almost.
Yeah, I get a loose star already. I will call you. Thank you so much.
Please, thank you very much. To get you anytime.
All right. Thanks so much, Harris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you listen to the situation there in that part of the country. Buakai, it is alarming. I think it is time that we double our efforts, ensuring that the people of Yekbedu, experience a better life. I'm saddened by the information that children, activities now has been halted. So, which means that schooling, women, pregnant women, other people in the rural parts of Liberia, in the rural parts of Liberia, people go usually on their farms. Others are engaged in different activities, saving loans. And there are some people in that area as well, women, especially for our mothers, that are already, they go through the BRAC, the Access Bank, different things. So imagine their house is being shut down at this moment. So there is a need. Yeah, government will be careful as well. The reason why, when you listen, you ask him as to whether they have been advised to relocate. Government will not do that because if you recommend now, it means that you must provide solution.
Absolutely.
So if government says, you're relocate,
they have to take full responsibility.
Yeah, they got to take
feeding,
full responsibility,
location, everything.
So the government is careful. Unless after a thorough investigation, it has been established that yes, it is detrimental to the livelihood of the people.
I don't know if you have the disaster management
Yeah, Ansu Dole is my good friend, but I don't know why Ansu has stopped picking my calls though.
Yeah,
And yeah,
just give me a number.
I mean, it is safe to say on this radio, Ansu has stopped picking my calls. I don't mention my voice on this. Ansu has been my good friends. You know, from ACOP, he was the chairman of ACOP. You know, we had a very wonderful time during elections. But again, you know, people get overwhelmed with the office. So I had to I understand from that point. Maybe yeah, I'm gonna try to call him. Maybe me answer you when answer.
Yeah.
But
Why you have your
mm,
conversation? I'll be trying
yeah,
to get on you.
but I want to believe Ansu is perhaps he's overwhelmed. The job is a bit challenging, you know, especially during these times. That's why that's what I want to believe, but I don't want to hold that. Ansu will see my call anyway. But you can travel here, and if the man answer you not there, like, but I just send the number in the place there.
Okay.
Check up. That's Ansu Dollar. He's uh, the the Director General of the National Disaster Management Agency. Okay, so we go back to our discussion this morning. We just thought to flag that out because it is pressing again. Baka is making frantic efforts to reach the National Disaster Management, and once we have them, we will interrupt the conversation again to speak with him as well. But this is where we are, folks. We we said this that the situation at the Monrovia City Corporation and other
Okay,
government,
we do have Mr. Ansu Dole.
and
Mr. Ansu Dole, sorry for calling you like this. My name is Boakai Kamara, and I'm calling you from Punch FM. There's this situation in Lofa County that is making news in our country. A town called Yupedu. There's been a vibration taking place there. You are the head of the National Disaster Management. We want to find out from you. You are live on the Punch Breakfast Show this morning. How is the situation and how government trying to redress this? Welcome to the Punch Breakfast Show this morning.
Thank you very much. The situation, we were informed and we have joined interagency team left 2 days ago to Bonjaman, Lopa County, to Tesokwane to move to Yegbedu. And as I speak to you, they have concluded their investigative survey and situation, and they are on their way to Bonjaman this morning. So there was a violent earthquake in that area that constituted our own movement into local country to see what really went wrong. Citizens of the towns have been evacuating themselves by themselves. As I understand this morning, while talking to our team in Foya, there's about 2,500 inhabitants. 75% of those inhabitants are already evacuated themselves to safety. So we are waiting for the report, what actually happened there, and so that we can inform the president and the Nigerian people what the nature it is. As I speak to you, the preliminary investigation is being concluded.
So I think there's no need of them of government relocating them because they themselves have already relocated themselves. Because now what we are getting, we talk to the head of the town. They are saying that they need to be relocated by government. So I think you guys need to do something about it. Are you guys planning on relocating them, or you are still investigating?
So that's what I'm telling you. The entire relocation of citizens will depend on the report from the field. There's a joint team that went on the field comprising of the National Disaster Management Agency, Mines and Energy, and the Environmental Protection Agency. And so scientists will analyze the soil, they will analyze the cause. As a matter of fact, what is strange is that there's a violent sound that will occur before the shaking of the earth. And so we got to investigate where that sound is coming from. The sound, according to the preliminary information we are receiving, the town is surrounded by valley, mountains, and what have you. And so the report will tell us exactly what is happening. Our geologists from our safety department and the Environmental Protection Agency will be analyzing the soil and the cause of that. And then we will be informed by the report And what next? Our next action will trigger by the information we'll be receiving from the field.
I'm concerned, Mr. Dolly, and it's great to have you. I hope after this time we will have a time to bring you on this radio as well. I'm concerned when we spoke with the head of the town. He said this thing was experienced sometimes 1984, but by then it was not as compared to the current happening now as we speak. So if we were to receive the information from the team that has been dispatched, is there any capacity or the National Disaster Management any capacity now, to respond to that situation, by meeting the needs
well,
of the people?
It depends on which situation we will be responding to. If we are responding to the humanitarian situation, we are prepared to do that from the National Disaster Management Agency as it relates to evacuation. So the National Disaster Management Agency is the coordinating arm of all disaster-related activity. So we have...
My word. Cheers and company and get restored.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm calling you on Lone Star. That's the problem.
Okay.
I hope he can. Okay. I don't have his orange. Yeah, but that's Mr. Yeah, that's Mr. Ansu.
The minimum good friend. Me find a orange.
Yeah, and I hope he can call back to wrap it up here this morning. And he's making a salient point, Harris. You can rush in taking actions when you don't know what's happening on ground. So the team have to come and make a report, investigate, and then they investigation. The president can finally a decision. Then the president can finally make a decision on that. Okay, I get it no more here in my phone. I get it no more here in my phone. So we already got. I just want him to conclude. Probably he want to conclude, so he can just conclude from his end. Mr. Dollar, you are concluding already because we don't want you to just leave in flight like that. You are concluding. So finally, what should we expect from the National Disaster Management anytime soon?
Well, we will be depending on the situational report that will be coming to the team. If the situation requires us setting a command center in Oya, where the incident command center will be set up for president of all line ministry and agency, and we will do that depending on the report that we will receive. If it also comes up that it's a long-term thing that is waiting to happen or the cause of it, and it depends on the actual report that will be coming. But we as an agency, we are fully prepared to move in and to move in to mitigate the situation. You know, in disaster management, the awareness and mitigation is more cheaper than the recovery aspect of it. And so we wouldn't wait for disaster to strike before we go to do recovery. And when we see there is an imminent threat of disaster occurring, there's a national disaster management force comprising of the Liberian National Police, the immigration, and all security agencies commanded by the National Disaster Management Agency. We will definitely move in with support of government to move in to safeguard the citizen, and so that everybody can live in normal life as it relates to the disaster-related activities that will be occurring. So our action will depend exactly on what the report will say.
Okay, so before we take leave of it, finally, on another issue, there have been a heavy downpour of rain across Monrovia and its environs. Have you guys been experiencing? Have there been cry by Liberians to your entity about the issue about flood in parts of Monrovia?
Of course, this agency has been receiving flow of citizens across the country. But meanwhile, we are prepared for that. We have sent an SOS call to our partners. Meanwhile, as I just said, the June 28th flood that occurred, over 48,000 citizens were affected. national flood response plan have already been created and activated and shared among partners. The one UN have activated and called on all of these agencies, relevant UN arms to give support to the 48,000 victims. As I speak to you, the WFP and the National Disaster Management Agency personnel are on the field to validate the raw data that we presented to them. So 1.5 million United States dollars have been allocated by the WFP and the UN family to give direct cash transfer to victims of the June 28th flooding. And whereas the Red Cross will be also taking care of some of areas that will not be covered by this cash transfer. We are doing everything humanly possible for Liberians who are victimized by flooding to have a befitting life.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Dollar. We'll reach out to you anytime soon so you can appear with us. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure. We are just doing the job that government are giving us through His Excellency President Joseph Newman Boakai, and to make sure that the rest of the nation
at the end, but that's Mr. Dollar right there. Thank you so much, Mr. Dollar.
Thank you.
I will have folks will try to have him here one of these days, probably anytime next week, because as this situation unfold, there is need. He's the center. He's the key person that we need to be talking to every morning here.
So there is one key thing, Walker, that I pick up from his conversation. That the issue about the humanitarian needs, that's meeting, maybe providing clothing, providing food, providing healthcare assistance to those Liberians that are affected by the situation. One key thing he stressed that the National Disaster Management Agency is in a position to do that. He said the National Disaster Management is in a position to do that. So what that means is that if the report come out from there and says government has carefully investigated the situation and it established that the environment is a bit challenging for residents in that area, and there is a need for relocation. Why government worked on a relocation aspect, the humanitarian services, providing food, providing clothing, providing medical assistance to those Liberians in that place until the relocation process has been done. The National Disaster Management, as we speak, is in the capacity to do so. But on the aspect of relocation, maybe shelter and other things, it is with the government. But that also can be determined from the report that will be presented subsequently today, because like you listen, they already concluded with investigation.
Yeah, they are on their way back to town.
To Vonjama. So they will be in Vonjama.
Station in Vonjama.
Yeah, update the central government.
Yeah.
So upon that, then the government will make a determination. We hope that the situation is not dangerous as the way it is being reported. We hope the people there in Yegbedu can go back to their farms, their cottons, their tents, and and have and once live the life they lived before. Yeah, that's our prayer, because Baka relocation is
expensive though.
It's expensive. So like listen to him. Awareness and prevention is less expensive than response.
Yeah.
Because in response, you gotta get people a home away from home. And it's usually challenging. Yeah, so we hope that the situation there will be resolved. We hope that the investigation team will provide an update favorable that will suit the situation of the people there in Yegbedu. I hope one of these days I visit that Yegbedu. I love the name, to be very honest.
Yeah,
I love the name.
Yeah. Okay, so we continue from where we stopped. You are in flight when our call came in, and it was very important that we flag that out. Folks, we still following that incident closely. As things unfold, Monday we'll be back here to update you fully on things that will happen over the weekend. So we still talking at 9 o'clock. We'll be having a guest here at 9 o'clock.
Reverend Philip Blamo.
Yeah, Reverend Philip Blamo. Reverend Philip Blamo will be here. So we talk about this issue about dismissal, and for us, like Harry previously stated, some folks will come to tell us, "Oh, my man, you can just be talking one side, and you'll be talking the other." But folks, it is against their constitutional right, and we think there should be call for the statement of the guys that got dismissed. And our point here is we say it's not business as usual. Not because they did it to you and your team that you should come and redo it to them. This is a call to national government, the head of the MCC, and other people in government. We know that they respected the presidency, but there should be a warning letter telling them that you can be working with us while at the same time insulting our leader. We know that you guys did it to our people, but we are here to change the status quo. We are here to make different approach. We are here to take different approach, and our approach is that we have to advise you, even though you are going against our standing rules, but we want to make you understand that this is not helpful, and you guys need to change your behavior, Harris.
Of course, Boakai, like you rightly place it, the government functions in a way that as we move along, we continue from where we stop, but we're changing our attitudes and in our approach towards national issues. Now, what do I mean is this? What is happening at MCC and what is about to happen at different government ministries and agencies? We have received information that in the coming days, there will be more Liberians dismissed from different government institutions. The CSA boss confirmed that, and it is lingering in the public as we speak in different government ministries and agencies. But you know what you know what it does? At first, it reduces productivity in government institutions, because you know why? No one knows who next. So like that, everyone is careful. No one wants to work. No one wants to put their time, their effort to the job again, because you don't know who the next person to be targeted. That's how it appears. The action of Josiah Jokai at the CSA to dismiss people, not on the basis of the honor performance, not on the basis of their absence from the job, not that those Liberians are incompetent and they're not able to deliver. No, that's not the conversation. But on the basis of people disagreement with President Boakai, whether they have insulted President Boakai or not, we have said this. Now, because George will receive insults during the 6 year means that Boakai should receive insult to no. That people, as we move along as a country, we graduate from these kinds of mindset. But to do that, there should be a continuous awareness, Boakai. We have a gullible society. We have a society where everyone, the way he or she thinks, that's how they operate. Whether it is in conformity of the laws, whether it warrants the personality of an individual, no one cares about that. So if you have such a country and you are governing such a people, Boakai, you have to tailor your approach in a way of awareness and sensitization. I gave you an example. Having offered time from the Madam Salif administration, has the government not advised Liberians to start building water and others, water waste in this country? That because of this is the reason why we see flooding all around Monrovia. But since 2005, Madam Salif was elected, the National Disaster Management, different government institutions start to warn Liberians. Up to today's date, people still building the waters and other ways. So it tells you that the Liberia we have, it is a gradual process to have things change in this country. Children of this day, a lot of those that you see today, they suffer from the actions where folks born, grew up watching the politics of Liberia. But from the child tellers, by the end of the child teller era, grew up watching the politics of Liberia. Before their active participation, what the wasteness is that a lot of you now are in government, even the Josiah Joker are in government. They watch you on cameras and on different platforms insulting leaders as a way to attract attention from the public. So that's the foundation we sort out. But today, you see young folks as early as 25, 26 is confident, is satisfied to insult 78, 80-year-old president. You know what that happened? You know what that means? is that because we grew up watching those are in authority now, the medium they used to get there was to insult, was to wish insults on the leaders. That's how they became famous, and the government of the day found pleasure in accommodating them. So, such a way, it is the foundation those of you laid. Josiah Joker today, in government, you're getting vexed that because people causing Joseph Bokai. It was the foundation that you provided. Sometimes in 2017, when you had this agreement with George Weah, you insulted George Weah in the same very country. So those Liberians now that have been affected by your action are the ones that said from the far at the time for the massacre. I mean Alpha Gray. These are folks that are still in university. So they grew up from high school watching the likes of Josiah Joker and others insulted or the government of the day. And so because of that, today they rose to prominence. They head in government institution agents. When you to give them the time, I would need a lot of them, so many individuals today in government, Buckeye, and at the very representative central positions. The way they get there, they started the Africans on the basis of insult. And the country welcomed and embraced and gave them a platform. So like that, what you say are the folks there, the kids in school will come out, say, understanding that a way to become prominent in Liberia is to start on the basis of which insults and disrespect on leaders. So you see, this is a foundational problem. To tackle it is not about dismissing people because you feel that it's to have a paradigm shift in our approach through sensitization and telling people this is not the way to go. Already the president said when he took over from George Weah and said George Weah established a foundation or built on a foundation inherited from Madam Salif on freedom of expression. That because the Constitution guarantees that people have the willpower to freely express themselves, people should have the willpower to associate and disassociate with political institutions. That every Liberian in this country is entitled to his or her decision on which institution or which political party to affiliate or to associate themselves with. The Constitution of the country guarantees that. And I say when you government a compulsion that become supporter of that government. The Constitution, they don't say that once you in United Party government, you must be United Party partisan. It says that at all times, people, Liberians, every Liberian, because when we say Liberians, then it means that the majority should take the order of the day. But the Constitution was specific and said every Liberian has the right to associate, to affiliate, and to disassociate with political institutions. That's why they said people have the right to assemble and make that decision on the political party of their choice. So what that means is that it doesn't say when you in government, it means that you follow support the government. Some of you, listen, when you in government pays you for the service you rendered. That's where the responsibility is. Government not paying you because you're supporting them. Government not paying you because you're pressing them. Government paying you because you run them service. So what this means for us, I ride the taxi, right? When I get on a taxi and the driver, because he's providing service for me, right? I'm about to pay him. So even that driver want to tell me, say, I'm fine, we're ugly, I don't like doing it. That's how you think of me. But the fact that he's providing service for me, I need to pay him. And this is how it works out in government. A lot of you don't understand the situation.
Yeah, but
so that draw to the discussion. Now,
but before you draw to the discussion, if we start to base our argument on a happened before, and we saw top hierarchies from the CDC threatening folks from within a United Party that if we win elections, no supporter of the United Party will work in our government. It was a clear call. It was a clear-cut statement that was done by Len Eugene Nangwe. So now, is it necessary? For instance, you and I can be working here, and you have a different mindset. You are not going with the ideology of the working environment here. You have a different mindset because you are under another umbrella. So you start to insult and denigrate the institution. And keeping you, I think, keeping you harassed to, it would just be like I'm harming myself, or we are harming the institution by keeping you in a system. So I think one way or the other, what I'm saying here, I'm careful to say this. The government may have been right, but the only thing they did was that they should have at least warned them previously gave them a warning letter that, oh, you did this. We've been following all of your posts on social media. You can't be working with us, then you are breaking our rules. There are rules that govern the institution, and they've been going against the rules that govern the institution by insulting permanent citizens of the country, insulting permanent government officials. So that's what the action we're taking against them. They have been free now. Let them go. Anything they want to do now, they want to go insult now from now to judgment. They can go and insult.
I would strongly disagree with you on that.
Yeah, but that's what I want for you to disagree.
I strongly disagree with you on that, Barker, on a few bases. One of which is there were a lot of statements. There were a lot of statements made during the campaign. You see, during a political era, you think, why is it that after elections there is a call for for reconciliation? And this draws me to a point why it is now that I'm understanding that President Barker has become very deliberate to reconcile this country. This is the foundation of my argument. That President Barker still feels bitter because of some of the things that the CDC said to him at the time during the campaign. Barker, when we're in a political era, there is a way that I have to tailor my message that attracts people and connects us with what you want to say. Were we to look at, well, Eugene Nangwe, the president of this country at the time? No. Well, Eugene Nangwe, the chairperson of the CDC at the time? No. Was Eugene Nangwe holding any direct position in the 9 political parties I established or that come together to form the coalition? We said no. Eugene Nangwe was appointed for a period of 3 months to manage a political campaign. So the task Eugene had was how to keep Liberians attracted to the CDC as a campaign chairperson.
I disagree with you. But Eugene Nangwe is a voice. Not especially in this country.
How can you determine Eugene Nangwe is a voice?
My brother.
How can you determine Eugene Nangwe is a voice in this country? What basis? Let's have it now. Let's have the conversation.
Eugene Nangwe is a voice.
On what basis Eugene Nangwe is a voice?
Eugene Nangwe is a close confidant to the president, to the former president George Weah.
So being a close confidant to the former president on the basis of your personal relationship and being a close confidant to the former president on the basis of the party, which one you classify with Eugene? Because what do I know is that Eugene is a confidant to George Weah on the basis of their personal relationship.
Okay.
How can you equip that to being a voice in
okay. The day that Eugene Nangwe made that statement, Eugene Nangwe was serving as the campaign manager for the CDC when he made that statement. So how should we classify him?
That's what I said. Eugene tax he had at the time was how to keep Liberia attracted to the CDC within the 3 months of the campaign.
Okay.
To get that done is to say things and to act in the ways, right? Why you think, for instance, at the legislature, right? They're focusing on going to bring down the legislature. Why you think no one take that statement serious? Because at that moment, he has all responsibility to say and think what he does, and what he says does not go against him.
Okay, so
if we're going to equip that, because we're in a political era, and there will be intense debates. So when George Weah look at old man Joe Barker and said to old man Joe Barker that because he has been sleeping over the last 6 years, that's why things have not happened in this country. And that alone was a shifting of a blame of why the country has been underperformed to Joe Barker inability to work. Has there been any statement taken? Because we were in political eras, right? So like that during campaign, the territories Barker statements that have been made, they are meant to satisfy the period of which they've been said.
Harris, are you serious here this morning?
I'm telling you.
I'm asking this question because
I'm telling you.
A certain campaign manager of a political party making a statement, and in that statement he says, we as an institution, the Coalition for Democratic Change, no unity partisan will work under our administration. We will send them back to opposition. Let them go and make the opposition strong. Let them go and make the unity party strong. That statement coming from Eugene Nangwe is a statement that everybody should take seriously. Any other political party should take seriously. He was not making a statement for himself. He was making it for a political institution. Was saying
of social media before others.
You because it should be registered before him.
No, if you say you speak on behalf, listen. There are things we don't do. Institutions. I challenge you today that the Unity Party statements that come from the Unity Party, like a rating statement. It reflects the total agreement of the party. And the ones that leader come out and say, they say it at that moment to satisfy the conversation. I'll give you an example. So if President Brekfast said, we'll make sure that all those following the web of corruption will be audited. Then Johnson Court said, we the CDC will not agree, right? So at that moment, does it mean that what President Brekfast said and what the CDC said will not agree, me, it will not work? Because there are laws that guarantee the president from taking that, from performing that decision. So even if you are an objection to it, no one cares about you. The same way that because there are laws that provide that every Liberian should have the space to work in this country. Even if a political party come and say we can provide Liberians because you're not a member of our party, why should we be worried about such a statement? I mean, it doesn't offer because the laws we have in this country guaranteed us that when we are qualified and we have been given a job, we will serve. That's what the law says in this country. So when we to base our argument on that laws, or on the very laws, we say that those statements have been meant to satisfy. Those statements at the time were meant to satisfy the current happening, but it does not reflect us to jitter. To keep on the feet.
Okay. So let's
move forward.
No, right? Let me come in before you move forward. Let me just come in. That's what they say when you are making a statement as a politician. You should be very careful in any statement that you are making. It can be you and Ada on this particular radio, because our statement on this radio will go against us, not today, but tomorrow. So the statement made by Eugene Nangbe is the one living after them today. Is the one living not only after him as a person, but he and the entire CDC, because there were seditious there clapping for him. Seditious were there clapping for him when he made that statement. So now, if you as a sedition and you know that you are working with this particular government, you are not satisfied with the way things are going, you resign and go and do your criticism outside the government. But you can't be working with the system at the same time you bomb off in the system and you think people will keep you on the job. And for it, my man, it's just like example right in a particular studio here. I can't be sitting up behind the microphone and I get in my daily breakfast here, but every day I come here, Madam Hona, you ladeo, you ugly, you dezo, bro.
Buckeye, the difference in what you say, there's a big difference in what you say. And at times, no, I've been very frank. The discussion were you to equip the happening here at Punch, there are differences in private sectors and government that do different things here we're talking about. Private sector and government are two different. In the corporate society and that of the public society, there are two complete, whole different things you get to do. In the private sector, for instance, there are limitations on even the way you talk in the public and how you say things in the public. And by extension, right? That's why you see people in the private sector at times when they want to speak, they say they issue disclaimer. Likewise, those are in government. When Alpha Gray, for instance, when Boy Kokwe were criticizing President Brekfast, did Boy Kokwe criticize President Brekfast in a way as a revenue agent of the MCC? No. So let's have a conversation now. So for me, why do you think the last time we had Rulers in Fire on this conversation? He's a journalist, but when he came, he said, on this platform, I issue a disclaimer. I'm not having this discussion as a journalist any longer. So by that level, the disclaimer therefore means that what he will do or say on this radio does not reflect on his profession. So those Liberians that use their personal pages, their social media handles, and criticize President Brekfast or have a personal disagreement with President Brekfast, for that they acting as an individual, and it does not reflect the job that they do. That's one thing we need to get clear. Now, another example says that if we say, okay, people insulting, a whole lot of people, the days that insulted President Brekfast, were we to look at the amount of presidents that receive insults in this country, Brekfast, let's be frank. Let us be very frank to this conversation. Since after the post-war Liberia, when we inherited this new Liberia, were we to look at from the Sadia mission as compared to George Weah received the highest of insults in this country. The media were insulting George Weah. Liberians were insulting George Weah. Those in government were insulting George Weah. So that's not say because like I said, this is a foundation we have built. So if we need to change this foundation, it's by sensitizing our people And now about government, so come to think of it now. Today you feel satisfied as a United Party partisan that those appearance have been kicked out of the system. So we say, oh, the day before. So President Baka said, no business as usual. That people caused George Weah before they were being dismissed. So on our government, no business as usual. But how different can we? I'm saying, what's the difference here? And this is one of the reasons, like I said, why President Baka has been very deliberate on not reconciling this country, because that's it. That after elections, we are going to complete 8 months, and people still feel better with one another. People still think that it is a unity party thing. It should be a unity party thing. That the government that should be the order of the day. That's not the constitution that says that we should have a government. Does not say we should have a political party government. It says a government for everyone. But over the last time since President Baka became president, there has been no conversation whatsoever in terms of reconciliation. Have you asked yourself why? Because this is a foundation for what the president has not even thought of. Reconciling this country. Okay, Baka, that should ring. That should be a warning sign to you. Okay, why you to think of coming before you?
I want to come. Yeah.
Have you asked yourself, currently with the current dispensation, if there's any disagreement in this country, or if there's any threat to the peace of this country, you think the government has the ability to calm the situation? Already there are disagreements. Since after elections, the ANC folks still feel up to this date that their votes are being squandered from them, that their votes are being taken from them. The last time we heard the vice president, the vice chairperson, he said it, that the number coming received is not our number. This is a message that goes across all ANC supporters. They have that in mind. They're waiting for a chance for an institution to initiate a discussion on the disagreement of the government, the joint forces. Already we having that. The government said the fast-tracking effort, to fight corruption, they will do this and they do that, which of course has never been seen in our country. Already. So certain politicians will be dissatisfied. Perhaps they might not have any association with the current government. But one thing I tell you for sure, no government underestimates the strength of the opposition.
The issue about reconciliation, I think the CDC, they are the one taking themselves for, they are the one placing themselves in a cage that they don't associate themselves with other people.
Amen, Bwaka. Don't say
that. Let me lay my thought now. I beg you,
but don't say that thing, Bwaka.
The folks within the CDC are the one distancing themselves.
The government of the day has the responsibility to unite the people, not any other political party. The government initiate the conversation.
Can I learn?
Oh man, Bwaka.
Can I learn?
Go on.
The CDC feels that by losing to the United Party, it became a burden to them. They shouldn't have lost to the Unity Party. That's their thought up to now. They haven't agreed yet that they have lost to the Unity Party. That's the mindset that they have, and they have to erase that mindset that President Joseph Boakai is the president of the Republic of Liberia, not George Weah. Up to today, some of the guys within the CDC, they are still referring to George Weah as president. Up to today, some of the guys within the CDC, they respecting the president Joseph Numa Boakai about calling him Boakai. The Koji, the lack of Koji, the lack of Kalasco and other people. That's how disrespectful they are to the presidency. You think you'll be disrespecting me as a person? Then you think I will come and stress here to you to say, oh, like I'm gonna do reconciliation? Of course, the government have to take the initiative, but you have to know within yourself that there is the government, and this government is there for every one of us. Not because you are in opposition and you start to disrespect a certain government. The United Party did it before. The United Party accepted the fact that yes, George Weah was the president. They constructively engaged the CDC, but the CDC is destructively engaged in the United Party and thinking that because they just left from power, so there is need that we just call for election today so that they can take Joseph Boakai from there. You have to change your mindset. You have to know that we have a government in place. Just how the other people respected you when you're in power, that's how you should respect them when they are in power.
I'm listening to your point, but I'm still baffled, Boakai, that if you initiate such a discussion, the first thing we need to get clear on this show is that the government of the day or every winner in an election has the greatest responsibility to unite the people. No one goes in an election to feel to be defeated. Defeat in itself is a source of disagreement. This defeat in itself is a source of this agreement. I've never seen a defeated person satisfied in the way he wanted to be satisfied. George Weah took upon his time. Upon his time after realizing that he has lost the election, and willfully, and I'm deliberate this morning, willfully congratulated President Bwaka and said, "You the next president," even before the government institution has claimed the responsibility to announce the winner. President Bwaka knew that he won elections because his rival has said congratulations. You know what that means? George Weah sold a platform for reconciliation already and said, "Mr. President, the fact of the matter that George Weah says congratulations was an authority that he handed over to George Bwaka to unite this country." It was to this date. If we have any disagreements, Bwaka, the source of this disagreement is grounded on the heads of President Joseph Bwaka. That because since then, all of the gatherings you have listened to, when the last time you ever heard the president mention about reconciliation?
Of course, he did.
When now? When now?
When the president went to Mika, what he told Liberians there?
I don't know. You tell me.
The president said that this country is for everybody, no matter whether you get job.
How does that reconcile to reconciliation?
What do you mean by that?
When you say the country for everybody, what step have you taken to ensure that the country becomes for everybody?
When you are not accepting the fact that this person when you are not accepting, Harriet, I come here. You have to. No, I come. Let me just my thought.
I just come in. You know, in Jedu, you say
I come in. I come in. So, when you talk about former president, we are accepting the election of Joseph Bwaka. He reached out to him and congratulated him. In 2017, it was a same thing that happened. The president now reached out to President Weah Badem and told him congratulations before even NEC who have announced the result, just as George Weah did. They go election. But my point here is that the folks within the Unity Party, they accepted the defeat. They moved on. They strategized and started engaging the government constructively. They started bringing the ills. They started flagging the ills that the government that have already started making. The mistake that the government already started making. That's why they capitalized on to damage the CDC. They accepted that George Weah was the president. They never disrespected former President George Weah by calling him names. They never disrespected former President George Weah by calling him Joe Weah, passing on around here. They accepted the fact that George Weah was president and they moved along, they worked along with the CDC by accepting the fact. As we speak, the lack of Koji, the lack of Eugene Nangwe, the lack of Samuel Tuer and other people, up to today, we have gone months after the elections. Up to today, the guys haven't accepted the fact, the citizens, even the ordinary citizens, they haven't accepted the fact that Joseph Bwaka is the president of the Republic of Liberia. How can you reconcile? How do you think that I will go and reach out to somebody that already have the mindset that this person, no matter what it is, I will never accept the president to be president of the Republic of Liberia. George Weah is still my president. George Weah is still the president that I believe in this country.
I'm reading an article, and the also mean to bring this article from the Center for Humanitarian Dialogue. This article published in the 5 months, the 12th, 2019. The 5 months, 12th, 2019. It says, as Liberia marks nearly a decade of peace and prepares for a transition, prepares for nearly 20 years of peace under a new administration. The Center for Humanitarian Dialogue, the Liberian government, and the UN representative have convened a roundtable senior Liberian officials and diplomats to add fresh momentum to a transitional justice and reconciliation process that is vital to the rebuilding of Africa's older republic. This was a reconciliation meeting that was convened and was being entertained by the George Weah administration. What kind of issue about reconciliation I continue to mention?
When that thing happened?
But that's what I'm telling you. The 5 months on the 12th. The 5 months on the 12th. Where is this article? Let me get this again. But what I was saying,
I just wanted to
know
the
time.
I'll show you. I just wanted to know the time.
I'll show you the The hdcenter.org. Follow on that website is there. So what am I telling you this morning is that as we have this discussion, let's build a foundation that President Baka has the greater responsibility to unite this country, even to the point that we speak. This is where we are. There are times in this country the folks from the United Party refer to George Weah, Ambassador Weah. The Mohali, for instance. We know the history. They referred to George Weah, the Amos Weah, as Ambassador Weah in this country. But at that time that the United Party folks said that George Weah was the worst uneducated president that this country has ever produced. Whether not times that the opposition said to George Weah that he was the dullest president in this country. Whether not time that George Weah received all of those insults and criticism. Amen, Bwaka. You are here, man.
No.
You are friend of one of the You are friend of one of the strongest critics.
No,
you know the history.
You can say dullest. Okay. When somebody say dullest now, I would never sit and agree with somebody. I would never sit.
But George Weah received those insults.
From who?
From the opposition bloc, including the United Party. When there were times they said they will call and they prefer to say that he's Ambassador Weah than say President Weah in this country. Baka, you know this history.
No, I'm asking anybody top hierarchy within the United Party.
You know the history.
Harris, I'm coming. If did anybody top hierarchy within the United Party insult the Unity Party? Let me say the CDC.
I mean, I think that question is.
Yeah, I'm asking you because I don't know anything. I don't see the Mo Ali, the Amos Square. I'm asking you because I don't know. But you can point out some of these things.
George Weah received the highest insult in this country.
But who?
From the folks in the Unity Party.
No, I disagree. Until you can provide the information for me.
Kwaji can say, "Oh, but Kwaji with all of the disagreement Kwaji have with President Bwakai."
No, he can. The one say, "Oh, he can say Bwakai."
No, with all
he can say Bwakai. Kwaji can say Bwakai.
With all of the disagreements that they money the argument handle. Let me tell them to Bwakai. With all of the disagreements that Kwaji has with President Bwakai, Kwaji has maintained our low-fast solidarity that you get. Kwaji will disagree with President Bwakai when you say, "Oh, me Bwakai." That one for fact. That is having. Molu will order the disagreement. Molu how President Bwakai. We will always refer to President Bwakai as Ome Bwakai. Or something you can say my Uncle Joe. Because you have a lofa, you have a lofa solidarity, you know it. That one is for fact, you know it. But Bwakai on the Irish, let's be very sincere to this conversation. A greater responsibility of this country being reconciled rests on the shoulder of the government of the day. The government of the day is President Bwakai. Has the government said we invited all opposition figures on a roundtable and the CDC disagreed? Then we can have the conversation. When George was president, I'll give you an account of why the United Party refused to accept that President Weah was president. When President Weah was president, given authority by the Liberian people to study affairs and provide direction, it took the United Party, joint forces, or other institutions in this country to protest and campaign against and sustain against the government because they felt that the government of the day was not capable to be the government of the day. That's not what happened. So what you want to talk about now when CDC disagree on the government, then you say folks disagree on the government. Those folks who take to their social media platforms and say, quote unquote, insulted the president. You took the decision to have them dismissed. Why, if those appearance were said we're going to debate, we're going to protest, we'll join forces or other institutions to protest. So it means that the government will dismiss anyone that go protest. That's what it shows. So to what extent you will have an understanding that the effort being applied so far, that by dismissing those yes, you said you saw me ready. So I didn't need a link. Okay. So the conversation, I'm distracted already. So the conversation, therefore, is that the fact that those Liberians not take to the social media platform to speak against the government, they are being dismissed. What that means is that all of the remaining folks that are now United Party participants in government, the government is a way of censoring them. Because we're not time in this country that have workers go to the streets and protest against George Weah and said, you salary harmonization, you do this, we'll do this, and we're all around the place here. That your United Party at the time celebrated. No, I'm gonna say you're not you now. Yeah, I know you get party. That the folks on the United Party celebrated when those health workers were in the employ of government. But they took to the streets and the various platform and celebrated and said, because you harmonize our vote, we will harmonize. I'm saying harmonize our salary, harmonize our vote. And the joint campaign with the United Party, even though George was the president, they was still under the inflow. I'm saying in the inflow of government. But end of them being dismissed of the action. No, man, let's have this conversation. So what do I mean is that when we to equip, this thing to in terms of what has happened.
Yeah, we have to go to the phone lines.
Yesterday we read for us here the Civil Service Agency standing order. We said that the act has been destroyed by Josiah Joket, that you folks acting outside of their functions, their duties and responsibility, acts inconsistent. The standing order for which I will acknowledge this morning, the standing order says that acts that are inconsistent with the duties and responsibility of a civil servant, it is the director of that institution has the responsibility to make a determination on whether the person should be suspended or dismissed. Let's get that for fact. So if you read a standing order, what they get for penalties, when you say act inconsistent, what they have there for penalties is being open. So it means that the Director General of the entity can make a determination on which of the penalties those individuals will serve. That's for fact. So in the wisdom of John Safar now, say let's dismiss those individuals. They were perfect. But the point here that based our argument on our laws in Liberia guaranteed that no one is guilty until proven. That's why even in that civil service agency, you read section 4, you read chapter 4, section 4.2 of that civil service standing order says that the head of the institution must provide adequate opportunity to those that have been involved to exonerate themselves, and that they must be given adequate opportunity. That they must be given adequate opportunity to exonerate themselves. Was that done? We said no. It was never. All of those have been dismissed. We have had the time to speak with each one of them, and they said it was never. They were never given an opportunity. So because there was no due process, and the institution acted, the head of the institution acted deliberately, this alone can be amounted to, witch hunt. You want to say? Because there's no due process. So the fact that there's no due process, why you think that when someone murdered in the school, even though get photo, get everything, the person has to go to court and have a right to a lawyer and be here in court before we make determination on them. That's what our law says.
Okay, so before we go to the phone line, I will make few things clear. Then you will come in, then we can go to the phone line. People protesting and not being dismissed under the WIAS administration. Protest is different from insults. You can go and hold your protest from now to just Monday. Nobody will tell you say don't protest. Absolutely nobody will tell you say don't protest. Insults on the presidency while you are in government, it warrant your dismissal. That's why they dismissed them, because they went against the rules of the entity. My only point here was that they should have been given previously they should have been given a warning letter before actions taken. That's my only point. They should have been given warning letter. And secondly, I was still on the argument up until the show can end. Up to today, seditionists haven't accepted the fact that Joseph Boakai is president. They haven't accepted the fact that Joseph Boakai is president. That's why they stay referring to George Weah as President Weah. And up until they can accept the fact that Joseph Boakai is president of this country,
there will be no reconciliation.
How would there be reconciliation?
No reconciliation.
No. How would there be? Even I come in, Harris. I let you to talk. Even the government do have the responsibility. For instance, I can be here, Harris. We're having this discussion on this platform, and then I'm hearing it, and you are disenchanted. You are disenchantment in a sense that no matter what it is, you will never accept. You will never accept that, oh, Boakai is the head of this platform. Whether I like it or not, you will never accept it. No matter what it is, no matter what I try to convince you, you already build up that mindset that you will never accept that Boakai is the head of this platform. That's how the seditionists, that's their mindset. That's the mindset seditionists are having. They will never accept that Joseph Boakai is President Joseph Boakai is the president of the Republic of Liberia. No matter what, you can come and build the biggest hall and have the biggest program to reconcile this country. Their mindset will never change.
You are insinuating Boakai.
I'm real to you,
no, but that's it. Let President Boakai call a B hall or bring all of the leaders together and have the reconciliation and still sedition and accepting, then we can begin the conversation.
Okay, let's go to
But
the
no
phone line.
step has been taken, brother.
All right, let's go to the phone line. Take some calls. For folks, you can call now. We have even open the phone line. Everybody will be calling in the morning. The phone lines are open on 0778-665-699. 0778-665-699. Yeah, we disagree to agree on this platform. That's what make this platform unique. That's why we are the Punch Breakfast Show on Punch FM 106.7. Harris Biddy and Boakai Amara Kamara. Let's go to the phone line and take some calls. 0778-665-699. 0880-561-644. 0880-561-644. If you are a lady, you want to call, the women can call on 0776-549122 exclusively for ladies. 0776-549122. Let's take our first caller here. Good morning. Okay.
Also, Jeremy is gone. I want to carry you back to one hour to the radio station. Koji, you have not sent this question because look at mainly Joseph Baka. From the time I've been following George Grant's speech, you have never called President Baka president. That's no. Apart from accepting the result, you call the person is forfeited. You are giving the person the authority, you are giving the person the will. The person is the president.
Okay.
The person, the full respect, given the person that responsibility.
All right, thank you so much. Let's take 1 minute per caller this morning. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning. I'm a deputy criminal to call you for some file job.
Okay, welcome. You are live with us now. Not a guy from the diaspora. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. The first issue I want to speak of is Kochi and that is President Bwakai. Kochi will always say Bwakai Papi because that's a tradition. We that from Lofa. Let me tell you something. We tell you that Kochi can never call a pa or go to a pa and they discuss family issue. But once it comes to politics, these are public things that you have to let the public know what is happening. Not because of your pa, that your pa. Sometimes when your pa falls short, he go and say that you fall short. In that, yeah, he might get angry, but at the end of the day, traditionally, you look at it and say, yeah, that pa gonna be back on that. What you can say, family thing and pain, it can never break. That's a fact. Could you have great respect for President Bwaka, and Bwaka got respect for his children?
Okay.
That's for sure. And the second issue, once it comes to the harmonizing the country, the question I want to ask, the sedition, the coaches or whoever hierarchies in the CDC, are they not Liberian to harmonize this country? If they
for calling, let's take our brother from the diaspora, Douglas. Douglas,
revenue department of the MCC. You think those guys will go generate funds? They will put all in their pockets and go. Thank you very much.
Douglas was talking before good thing. Douglas, I think you need to call back because we hear what you said. Let's take this person. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah, you might join us from welcome. You're live with us.
Yeah, this is Jerry Taylor. I'm calling from Ghana.
Okay, Jerry.
Yeah, Baka, you see, now colleague, yeah, not be fair. When CBC was in opposite was ruling this country, they were doing a lot of things. What they teach is CBC, as soon as they took over, they started killing a lot of people, and the country became fearful.
Like CDC were killing
he's sitting over there. Yes, they started killing. All right.
the auditors, they kill. They make the country was fearful. Even when people are carrying on anything, coach you will enter there. Even when a student or you go to early, you see how coach you are misbehaving. You find a few groups here that were just moving, and beating people, doing a lot of things here. What a pity you see your place here. And because you're a citizen, you just continue to say, you see, you make people very stupid. You say, what a piece. Look, when they let large Koma was living, when CDC took over, he advanced most of the threats. You say, be careful with this government. Look, the particular government is being out. And you don't have to be. The way CDC run this country here, you not talk the truth.
All right, thank you so much. Let's take Douglas from the United Kingdom. Douglas, good morning. Welcome to the show. You are live with us.
Thank you, Baka. You getting me now?
Yeah, you are loud and clear. Go ahead.
Thank you. Baka, here I work with the government. I work with the state. If I go to work and I start to post on Facebook against my boss, that one no investigation. According to the European Union policy on employment, the employer have the right to fire you because you are not in line with the policy of the institution. For example, if I go and misuse the car, in any investigation, they will just document it and they will fire me. So, for example, these guys to MCC, they are working with the revenue department of MCC, and they are posting that kind of thing on Facebook. They are not in line with the policy of the government. Quick, they fire them. You know why the lady ran from that from the how they call it, the Independence Day celebration? You know why she walked away? There was a get freedom of speech to speak, but she walked away because she was not in line with what she was saying. You see? So, my brother, we must be careful on these things. People will come in government. That's why you see people come, for example, Samuel Twice something. I think they go fear because they say unity. That's the thing that destroying our people, our place. People will come and steal. They just do what they want to do. Then they say we should unite. What kind of unity? You think unity what we're doing wrong? That was wrong.
Right.
Posting those things on Facebook against your leader is wrong, my man.
All right.
Wrong.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome. Okay. Good morning. I just don't know what's happening. Let's take my brother Alfred on this line. Alfred, good morning. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Alfred Dennis Toba II, and I'll speak to you from Johnsonville.
Okay.
I want to wait a little bit on the topic of the discussion. First, I want to talk about the issue of CFA. Decided to call to the head of the Monrovia City Corporation. Waka, let me tell you this: in 20 at the Ministry of Information where I worked before, and you can remember there was some 40 million issue that happened at Noka, where President said he should take responsibility, right? And then I had a press conference and said, look, while the president taking responsibility does not mean our money should go free with the Liberian people. We need that money, and the president should tell us where that money is. But I was suspended for time indefinite at the Ministry of Information. It was not even CDC time. And I heard your colleague saying, President Weah was the most insulted president in this country. Let me ask him, let him just name me one person that was working in the government that openly insulted or criticized the general government. Let him just name me one person, and that person was in that position. I want to hear that from him. Another thing, but in administration, you can get issues, you have to break it in war. You cannot be what somebody say. You try to give a scenario that to say you are working at point, you can be insulting the owner of point and say no, the general government. In the government, the head of the governing process is the presidency. That's the first thing. He the one making sure that money are raised for you to get salary. And more bizarre, the civil servant setting is a professional setting. Civil servants should not even participate in politics because in the government can have to work with them. You can't be working with an institution. You are issuing releases every day. Somebody say you have freedom of speech. That's what I asked Senator Delon. He's my own senator. I said, Senator, does that mean that while working in your office, because by you working in Senator Delon's office, it no way mean that you are not a Liberian. Don't be sad. So if I work in your office, I get a right to openly criticize or speak ill about him. Is that what he's telling me? Then they said I put my father follow it. Which you will not allow. CDC never allowed that. I told you the last time. Jimmy Smith, make the end on the note. The former representative of the district, was being suppressed for held by CDC officials, including the Akalas Gray, the Thomas Fowler, the Jefferson Koji, the Molwa Molu, for me to be dismissed on the basis of our Unity Party partisan serve the chief of other staff to a lawmaker. And one of the reasons why Jimmy Smoke will not be allowed the CDC today again.
Okay.
So, but let's be clear on the issues here.
All right.
And reconciliation will not come only if when President Brekfast decided to prosecute these guys. And they are running from prosecution, they will not accept reconciliation in that manner.
Okay.
The only reconciliation is they should not be prosecuted. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alfred, for calling in this morning. We're still taking your calls on 0778 665 699. Once again, 0778 665 699. Let's take another person on this line. Good morning. Your name is joining us from. Welcome to the show.
Baka, good morning.
Yes.
My name is Paul Kukwe, one of the illegal dismissed employee of the Monrovia City Corporation.
Okay, you are part of those that got dismissed by MCC, right?
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead, make your point, my brother.
Baka, before I go to the issue, I just wanted to check a few points in the comments you made. By the way, Baka, reconciliation is not an event, it's a process. So even if you have whole program with CDC people sitting, Unity Party people sitting, you're still not going to achieve the needed goal. Reconciliation is a process where you follow gradually and you will get there. We can't have the kind of activities taking place in the country and say people going to reconcile.
Yeah, but if you, for instance, you the mindset that you have that no matter what it is, you will never accept.
You got all of the time on the show.
I will give you the time. Even if you want me to call you back, I can call you back. Okay, so you can be in an employ of an entity and you think that bar muffin, the entity that is putting money in your pocket, will be the referral team. I'm not in support of your dismissal. From the beginning of this show, I said it, that you have taken administrative actions like inviting you for a conference, giving you or serving you a warning letter before actions should have been taken on you.
So, Baka,
yeah.
Baka, I listen to you and I think you two are helping to misinform the public. Baka, I have challenged Josiah Joker. I'm also challenging the mayor of Monrovia to display a single post linking me to insults to the presidency and all government official. No evidence exists, nowhere that link me to insult to anybody, anywhere. Even the mistreatment at the Monrovia City Corporation. Check my Facebook page. These are public documents. These are public places. Why people would choose to put it thing to young people? Yes, also after the 2023 election and before and after, I have never engaged into toxic politics. No, this is not my style of politics. Why? Let's not start playing the kind of games with us. Joker would have done the best thing for me to say, just take this man off his post. I would have quietly resigned. You don't have to destroy my character like this. You don't have to put me in hands with the public. Where am I going to start from, Baka? That somebody show a single post. For me, even condemning Joseph Baka before you talk about insult. No. You two need to start messing with the public. If it's 24 hours since I challenged the both of them, nobody has shown a single post. Nobody. And I still maintain, right? As much as I did not support Baka, I recognize that Joseph Baka is the president. And so the fact that I still work with Baka doesn't mean I should go to Facebook. Even if I don't work with Baka, my case of even cannot be insulted to him. No.
So now you see, just with what we have been saying, just the short interaction with you here, you kept calling President Baka, and that's just a mindset.
I'm saying you Baka. I refer to you Baka.
Okay, just conclude, my brother. So okay, before you say I take you off the line and all the other things. So conclude, my brother. Just conclude.
It's a last today. It is us. For some of us, we accept it. We accept the decision, right? Today is us. But Liberia will go nowhere if we continue on the kind of path. All right? Liberia will go nowhere. Thank you for the opportunity. But I want to challenge those who have accused me. If you cannot provide the evidence, what I can assure Joker and the mayor of Monrovia is that I will take this matter to court.
That's a right thing. Yeah.
I will take this matter to court. We're not resting this.
Okay, thank you so much. That's a referral team, boy. Boy Cocoa, for you to do. Let's take somebody from Bon County this morning. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Boakai, and good morning to your colleagues in studio.
Yeah.
My name is Daniel Gideon Kakwa, calling from Banga to the Bon County this morning.
Okay, Daniel.
Look, Boakai, I'm totally disagree with your colleagues this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'll shout for him to say things. Where were he? When they seen guy were all over running behind people to the university campus, beating on students. They found a group in Maserati there. They went to 15, district 10, district 13. He was not here. And I challenge him to show anybody that was in Georgia God was insulting him, and he remained there. You know how many people ran away from this country in Georgia regime? Their life was threatened because you don't want to bow down to the golden rule. People were jailed out of this country for that. Even when you were with brother, your relationship was closed because you were causing making them they felt that you were against the government. You were not sleeping home freely. I know the story about that. It's not something that we must call. People live are threatening this country. You have people who work in government insulting the president, then you expect them to be in our government. If you are politician, resign from the government, go play aside. But you can't be there insulting the man. Insulting a leader. But you insulting the man, then you want to keep you to the job? Why in the world you see such a thing happening? Only in Liberia. And they now continue calling the man Braga. They don't even respect him to know that he's the president of the country. Listen to them when they have a press conference. They will refer to John we are, President we are, but they will respect President Braga. What respect they have for the man? This Braga doesn't need to go. They
Okay.
don't tell that job, my brother.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Daniel. Let's take another person from this line here. Good morning. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome.
Thank you, Chief. And let me say good morning to Harris and the Labrador people.
Mm-hmm.
There is a bunch of Quay with them covering if you say the other by educator smoke on the motorbike. Thank you. You know, I listened to my friend and brother Bob Kukwe. You know, Bob Kukwe is my childhood friend. He may not remember him now, but I know him too. I remember him. We played football together and living in the same community. Who came? Right? So Bob said he has not posted anything wrong about this government. That's misleading. Why can't Bob Kukwe page right now?
No, the man deleted some of the things. The man deleted most of the things. So.
Bob Kukwe posted in the month of July. After they have taken pay at the seven consequences, Bob Kukwe posted live the public that you are not taking pay and they will not even see anything that they will pay them. If you acting a revenue generating arm of a government agency, right? You are responsible to generate revenue and you spend your meals to make sure. So how do you expect the public to believe, right? Because I know you guys are the one of generating revenue for the government. And if you post wrong information and that, don't you think it's kind of progressive now of the government? So with Harris, I think this morning you slipped totally. What led to the dismissal of Chimama Wodakori? Chimama Wodakori spoke against what he tapped. She was dismissed. What led to the dismissal of Islamic Pardon? Because I couldn't say the government was bringing AstraZeneca virus in the country that was no longer used around the world. They were using JJ. Because of that, the government fired Pardon. There were a lot of things that were already said. Did not go up. We know the government official for the opposition are working on a judgment that criticize the government and remain in their position.
Okay.
Show me that person.
All right. Thank you.
You can't do that to us, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take another person. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Braga.
Yes, sir. Fabian.
Braga, yeah, thank you. There's Fabian do for every single, Braga, let me say thank you to Harry. I think that respect Harry Una Vina.
Yeah, we respect you, my man. We respect you.
As a listener and caller, a regular caller of the show. But Braga, I think Braga, your argument now, I tell the public that what you are saying is true. The brother and keep referring to the president and Braga. And Braga, they telling us, we are listening to the show, saying you recording the ministry of Braga. No, that's friend. You can't be on my shoulder. I can't put you on my head and say my arms stink. I think yesterday I was witnessing a program for the former president. And in that program, where the speaker was, the guy was referring to Georgia President we are. So that being fair, we have to respect our leader.
Thank you so much. CDC Pascal David, good morning. Pascal, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, so thank you. I'm using your personal line.
Yeah, that's
so
that's what I gave you the privilege to be on the show.
I hope as I live against your opinion, you still respect me.
No. Pascal, have I ever cut you off on the platform?
No. I'm just adding spice to the conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
So let this be established first, and let me say thanks to Harris.
Today they may tell you Harry, thank you.
Yeah, because Harry have got an independent opinion. So
Okay.
yes, I have to say. So somebody dropped the line, and let me establish this first: that the government is now owned by the president. The government is now owned by him. He's the head, three distinct branches. Civil servant, they've got 25 years to work. So it means even if Mr. President go 2 terms, there will still be civil servant in the country. More besides, people should not be because of Facebook posts or posts.
There will be civil servant, but not disrespect.
Why we always tell people the country were there a letter of suspension first given before dismissal? Why should the civil servant even be recommending to the MCC for dismissal? So these are things, Harris and Boyka, that we should look at Harris as something. The peace of this country, the ability to unite the country lies on the shoulders of the president. Somebody always has something. You can call it instability, but you will not have the way to solve the problem. So somebody is alleging no, it's not about being on the shoulder. I think the government has the party that support. Mind you, we were here for the last 6 years. There were people who want to protest. There was civil servants. There were people who were in government who spoke against George Weah. There were people.
Yeah, there were some people that spoke against George Weah and they were dismissed from the Ministry of Gender.
No, I can recall. Even the president's son, Mr. Black's son, was in government working to Maritime.
Yeah, because you are working there, you're quiet. Even though even President Bwaka, if the former president George Weah want his son to work in government, there are places that they can place him. Once he's stable.
You see how you say in there, George Weah will not say I want my son.
Okay. All right, Pastor, conclude quickly, my brother.
So I want to conclude by saying, look, you know why I'm happy in the position I'm in right now, and I even want to be there for the next 12 years on your watch.
Okay.
Because I come here, I'm happy because everything that we're doing here today is being documented by us. So your 12 years or your 18 years in government, we'll bring back those documents and we'll read it and remind Nigerians where we keep on under Mr. Bwaka leadership. Thank you so kindly, and God bless the show this morning. Thank you, Harris, for your
for participating, Pastor. This person. Yeah. Okay.
About majority of the citizens. I check, even no more than 30 of them, they always telling me that Joseph Bagay, they consider Joseph Bagay to be the president for Liberia. So I asked the other one, I say, if you need to here, you go to the US and like Jowia. Yeah, that's why I asked him. He said, yeah, I say, I got one of my brother's wife. Your pure tradition. That's what she was telling me. He said, you know, Joseph Bagay to be president. And in fact, Joseph Bagay, he said, in fact, the man, he got bed hanging on him. All kinds of things they can say. The man, you know, a lot of things when you hear yourself. You see, even as you're saying about Mobile City Corporation, I got friends that when I met them, they say, in fact, we are not supposed to accept the result at one point. They say all lot of things the guys can say. So the guy should not deny and say, oh, the booking say so. And Jordan will listen to the guy. You continue to call him a Bakai. And you know, Allah, even now, Pascal David, I was just talking to Jordan. You give him a chance. You talk all out things. At the third time, Pascal David, of course, just call the woman. The man was in opposition, calling you do all out things.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. 0778 665699 0880561644. We'll take the calls up until we can get our guest. Let's take this person. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name is joining us from. Welcome.
This is the voice of the independent Musa Kama from Congota Arts and Nursing Community.
Okay.
Mr. Good morning to Baka Kamara and your co-host. Let me tell the Liberian people, we said 2023, we tired suffering, we tired with corruption, rampant corruption, with the unusual killing out in a country. And somebody can't put something in place. Then what we criticizing them for? Then you say it happened. Even when it happened in the past, we're against it. But they insult and erasing to the president, and not supposed to be that. And no government official or imposition was insulting the former president at that. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. 0778 665699. Let's take somebody again from this line. Good morning. Welcome. Yeah, good morning.
This is Derek Candy. Come on, new as Derek is a plant on established community. Yeah, join you precise campaign. You see how people can market their living. You in a system. So let's be frank here. You in a system. Instead of me in a community planning on you, that you should make a system better for us. You are in a system and acting in opposition. What you really think supposed to happen, I should plan on you, and you are there criticizing. What everything you get more, the best thing to do, resign. And you can start posting whatever thing you think you can post. Resign. Anybody who has integrity, resign. Stay in our place with Barack, Barack in disguise. They stay there and then they get Barack, they get that t-shirt, that t-shirt, that green, that blue t-shirt on their post. And you posting a whole lot of things. I think that one community, you're not in the system. Anybody who in the system and you think the system is not working in the interest of the people, you resign. Okay. And you can say whatever thing you got to say. I don't want to use anything on the show.
Okay, thank you so much. Two more calls, then we join our show this morning. 0778 665 We'll join Reverend Philip X Blamo. But let's take two more calls on the show. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Father.
Yes, sir. Your name is joining us from?
My name is Simon. I'm joining you from.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for the show and thank you for having me on the program this morning. Yeah, but you see, it's not just yeah. One thing is that there's responsibility. They are getting out of hand now. Many people will just touch anything if you are talking to the president. It's not because you were in power yesterday and you are not supposed to everything. And another president comes trying to say things and then you say see the president of this country for God's sake. Look at the age of LeBron now and look around and see our neighboring country where they are today. So you can see after you can see your country, but we continue going politics over this country.
Okay, thank you.
Just going on. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you. Let's take our last call, then we'll join Reverend Philip Blamo this morning. Good morning, welcome. Your last caller. Your name is joining us from?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Brockard. My name is Prince Sharif. I call from District City,
Okay.
Maserati County. Be frank with this, right? Well, someone see Mr. Mbaka to be the president or president to be, don't see him as their president. The matter of fact, is say I'm obtaining. Let's be clear. I don't want for people to really be emphasizing, oh, other people say this, or they say, oh, Mr. Mbaka is not a president, or this, that, or this. It's our opinion. Let them go ahead and say it. And I don't want for people to be having problem with, in the sense that even the Josiah Juggerman, he said it clearly that he don't, the third president we are was the president. He said it that he don't see Mr. President, he don't see President we are as the president. Even he 6 years or so, don't see President we are as the president. That was his opinion. Now, people said this guy and threatening the crowd, they insulted the president. I believe that as a journalist, they threaten stepping all the cursing, all the abusive language that is being on the president, our president. I believe that they wanted to say what he has said and the person has said. Let it come up and say, let's all another caller say, oh, the man we are going to see it. So if the system we are going to see it now result to his meeting, no. We should be fair to each other. This is our country today, you there tomorrow and not here.
Thank you.
You are wrong.
All right. Thank you so much. We are not taking any call again. We already have our guest with us. Joining us live from the United States of America. That's Reverend Philip S. Bamo. He's the head of the Citizen Action Committee, Republic of Liberia. He's not live with us this morning on the Punch Brekfast Show. Good morning, Reverend. Welcome to the Punch Brekfast Show this morning.
Thank you very much. Are you getting me loud and clear?
Loud and clear. You are live with us this morning. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning, Morovia. And good morning to all my friends and family in Liberia. I'm so happy to be on Punch. I hope we're not punching one another now, but we're punching up the problems in our country.
Okay, it's good to have you this morning. Harry, you want to start?
Good morning, Reverend. I'm trying to position myself for this camera. So, okay, I think I'm getting the perfect.
You're good now.
Good. Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So, good morning, Reverend Blamwood. It's great to have you on the Punch Brekfast Show. There are a lot of issues we're going to look at, beginning with your organization and later transition to national politics, of which we're going to spend a lot of time on. But let's begin at first. When one talks about the
Citizen Action Committee.
When one talks about the Citizen Action Committee, what exactly, in terms of the specification of your work that you do here in Liberia?
Well, the Citizen Action Committee speaks for itself. You know, we most time in Liberia, we leave everything with government. You know, we got the attitude of government this, government that, but it is time for the citizens of the Republic of Liberia to take action. Not the actions of violence, but the actions of being part of the social economic development of our country, instead of just waiting and saying. A clear example, I will give myself a clear example of what we are doing. Right now, we have a school in Liberia. Right now, we are involved into medical and hospitals. Right now, we are into vocational educations. We are also into farming. These are the actions that the citizen need to take. You know, it's not on politics, but these are the stuff Citizen Action Committee. So this committee is there to encourage, sensitize, and also empower citizens to be more involved into the social economic development of the country than just being in part of politics. Of course, we are political beings. It is a matter of most that all Liberians, you know, being in politics doesn't mean that you should run to be president, you should run to be a vice president or whatever it is. It means that you're helping the country, you are helping the government in whatever you are doing as a citizen. So that's basically the Citizen Action Committee. That's what we do.
Okay, so since you guys been working with other government, from your own institution with previous government that you have worked with?
For your correction, I have never ever worked with any Liberian government. I've never ever. I wish I have. I think because some of the government are they are afraid, and sometimes they are intimidated by my critical analysis on them. But being critical on government, it doesn't mean that you hate the government, and that's the notion they have. The clear example, the CDC government. A lot of people link me to the CDC government because of my travel affiliations. George Weah is from Sastan, he's a crew, and I'm from Sastan from crew. I've never ever met him. You got what I'm saying? I have never ever met him. Yeah, in a way where people expected me to do, they accuse me up to now, all because of, but I have never ever worked with George Weah. You have never seen me with picture with George Weah in Liberia, and nobody. I have been critical on him with his government, the CDC government, and people wonder about why you so critical on the government. Why you so critical on the government? I said, look, for me personally, I don't go by tribe. I don't go by tribe. Yes, of course, I have some tribal affiliation I can promote, and also can help my tribal men. But when it comes to corruptions, when it comes to when the government is not functioning, I can take side with that. And it's a clear example. If I have been with any government, I have not worked with government of Liberia before. I wish I will or I could in a way where at least, to be involved. Like, for example, I have NGOs. We have the street. I proposed it to the CDC government one time. I said, look, you know what? I have an institution. I want to rehabilitate our people. But look at me so critical, and they push me aside. And that one of the mistakes government always makes. They always take people who are critical on them as enemies, as opposition. No. Don't do that. We have places where we can work, and we are not forced to work with government. But every institution, like the Citizen Action Committee, we cannot do without the government. No. Because if we are going to work with the people, we have to be involved with the government. When it comes to politics, it's different. When it comes to working with the Zukos and other stuff, we cannot. We give the facilities, we give the instruction. Government need to come in. There is no NGOs in Liberia that work alone. They always have the government support. And that's how they all are there to help the government. But when the government look at people who are so critical on them, they say, well, they created that fear and say we are enemies, or you on the other side. No, we are not on the other side. We are on the people of Liberia side. Not everybody on the politics. Not everybody have not been part of any. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the reason for such, you may disagree with me, that over times we have seen some critical voices against government, and when government provides an environment where those quote unquote critical individuals tend to operate freely and serve a platform, they use that very easily to ascend at the very elected positions. Some of them, once a critical voice, was being able to discuss the ills of the government and easily buy the sympathies of the public. And today they are seated, they are seated at the Capitol building in different elected positions. Part of that, the reason why you see those in authorities in this country are careful with those of you that tend to be critics of their rulings.
Yeah, it's a common thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. If you are critical on government and you have the opportunity to make a change within the government, it's left with you. But depending on how you're going to make that change, like I said before, you don't have to, especially people who have already started the work. For example, I have started the work. I don't have to work with government. I don't have to be in the institution. If the government thinks so, okay, but I don't have to. There are other group of people who can help with the government based on their institution, based on the NGOs they are helping. You got to see, we don't have to be in mainstream politics to do that. We have to be in other areas. Like, for example, I have an institution. I'm trying to get the Zukos and other people within that institution. I can support, I will supply the facilities, I will supply the teachers. But what is government going to give? In every country, what are the NGOs? They're helping the government. They are helping the government. Like for the institution, I have an institution that I built by the grace of God. I built a high school in Lockington in my hometown. There is no one government subsidy to say, oh, in our slum community, there's nothing. To say, oh, this is a school. It was built by the individual, not an institution, but it was built by the individual. How can we help? In the United States, when the American people see somebody making effort, especially, it's not only in the effort of the man getting money or doing something, they know that the country will benefit. It's educating the people. But it's nothing like that. Everybody on hardcore politics in our country, they're forgetting about the little things that other people are doing. So it's nothing wrong with people going into politics. It's how you present yourself, and it's how you want to make a change in that.
Okay, so now my question is that for instance, you are in a position and taking action towards this country, living a dream of your institution, the Citizens Action Committee. Do you think we Liberians are taking the similar actions that you as a person taking? Because I'm asking the question, all of us, all Liberian, we 100% depend on government to provide everything for us. We depend solely on government. We just sit down and take action before we get
I just make that question. I think there was some interruption. Are you getting me? Can you repeat?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Can you repeat that
my question. Yeah, my question is: do you think we Liberians are taking the action? For instance, you have been taking, and your institution.
Okay, Liberians. I don't think we are taking full action in a way where you see. Look, from the time in time, Liberians have been going abroad. We have been going abroad in other countries. I'm not boasting of what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? If every Liberian will think about their country and contribute, you get what I'm saying? Okay, I went to America a few years ago and I came back to my community with a school. Just imagine, with all no government support, with nothing but just my own effort. You get what I'm saying? So if we Liberian individually, and a lot of people who are rich, they got money. But the only thing to do is that take the money out of Liberia, go in Europe, go in other places and build or buy property or whatever it is. But they want to come to Liberia and reap. Look, I have traveled to Ghana, I have traveled to other West African countries, I have traveled to Kenya and other places. I have seen how much the people, they citizens themselves, they contributed, they build a country. But for us, it's quite different. We rather go out there. It was just during the war that Liberians building back home. But if we have started, those who have been in government, if they have started that, we have been a big, a country. If you go places like Kenya, most of the buildings, most of the estates, most of the recreational centers are owned by the people, not the government. Not the government. Like places like a PHP, where George, we are government, CDC, during his time, build that place. That place is just a private. It's not government, they're private citizen. In places like Kenya, in places like or Zimbabwe, that's just one man building, one person citizen. But in Liberia, we build all the government. The government. It's like everything is government. And when the government builds something, we give that person who in power how to call it, the glory, as if to say they're building their. They never build that in the private land. They never build that when they were private citizens. They never build those stuff when they. But they wait until they become president or whatever it is. Then people begin to say, "Oh yeah, the person did this. The other person did that." Why is it that people citizens and the government is not allowing citizens? They're not empowering citizens. They can encourage citizens to do it. People who build it in the countries, people give them incentive. Government's supposed to give them incentive. Government's supposed to give them tax break. You know what I'm saying? Give them tax break on those stuff because they're building the country. When you build it in the country, you are building the government. But sometimes, you know, the government is that they feel that they're running competition between the citizens and the government. Or when the citizens start to build, the people pay less attention to the government. And the government will not be looking like, you know, the empower. Look, let me tell you something. When the citizens are in power financially, you got what I'm saying? The government will look very, you know, from the immature mind of government, they will look very small and uncontrollable. That means they don't have control over the country, that the citizen. Places the United States of America, every buildings and every institution is private. It's private. It's a private institution, but they're paying their taxes to the government. They pay everything to the government. So as a result, people free, they empower them. Or if you want to do this, the government will give you, if you have NGOs, the government will help you. They will give you. For school, they will give you, because what they're doing is that they're getting more. As the citizens are being educated, empowered, it helps the government. But in our country, we still will copy the American system, but we're not doing that.
Reverend Blamore, when online some of these things, we have seen a lot of are people that have had first-hand experiences, with the Western world, and that of which Liberians expect that these things will have been brought back in this country. I'm concerned, is it that the willpower is not there, or the leaders we have produced over times lack the ideas to have these things done in this country?
Okay, let me say this. It's a hard call. Now I'm going to throw the punch. And this punch is very hard. Okay, like for example, if I become president of Liberia, and I said it, and I'm going to say it, and I'm saying it again. You know what I'm going to do? The first, when it comes to the economic growth of the country, do you know half of our money, the half of the income that we make in this country, the budget, half of the money go out of the country. What goes out of the country monetarily is bigger than what comes into the country. You know why? Do you know we're importing pepper from Guinea? Do you know we're importing pineapples and other stuff from the Ivory Coast and Sierra Leone? We're supposed to be exporting those things. Now, if I become president or a leader, one of the things I call this a radical approach to national development. I don't care how people think. A leader has to be radical. A leader has to be a revolutionary leader. He had to set the course down. We enjoy this culture of impunity, this culture of you do this, you go free. You steal the government money, you come in the country, we put you in jail for 1 day, 2 days, you go. In places like Kenya, if you are convicted of corruption, 24 years, you will not participate in politics. It's strong over there. That's the law. But in Liberia, our politicians, from CDC to UP, they're passing all around. The same old people we sing with the same old drama. They're cussing one another. Nobody got concerned about the Liberian people. The whole day about CDC attacking or UP attacking CDC and all of these things here, whereby our money going out of the country. I told them, look, if I become president, you know what I'm going to do, my brother? I will close that border. Now, economically, I will close that border. In a sense, between Guinea and Liberia, in a sense that if anything that will grow in Liberia, I will grow in pepper, in Lofa County, then Guinea bringing pepper to sell, that's an insult. That's an insult. I want to tell you that. I would say no pepper coming to Guinea, coming to the place here. But before we do that, we had to set up an agricultural program that will empower our people for at least a year or two. We'll grow a year. We'll get other products that will come from Guinea to Liberia that we are not producing. But anything that we produce on the soil, why would mango come from Guinea? Are not the same people? Are not the same land? When people bring the mango here, they take our money. They go. Because yes, they take the money, they go, and they build a country. So we are not cutting off the star with them. We say, okay, Guinea president, yeah, okay. We're growing our mango in here now. So what we're going to do, we want you to bring things in our country that we don't have. Then we'll be able to export those things in other countries. But you have to build up, you have to be more radical in doing that. But we can't be saying the other stuff. Go, do you know, just sit at the border between Guinea and Liberia. Go to the border between Guinea and Ivory Coast and Liberia. You'll see goods. You'll see goods going out of our country more than coming in. They're going out. They're taking our money. And the people sitting over here, no one will getting broke. Foreigners, our country is rich. But we don't have the leadership, the management. We don't have it. All the people think about here, how they can chop. And that's why we're going. It's so disgraceful to see the road from here to Lofa County, the road from here to go Grand Cru is still muddy. In the 177 years, that is a disgrace. Go to Ivory Coast, from as soon as you cross the Liberian border, look, all the way to Abidjan. Clear. Why? We got independence more before the people. Then the only thing they're concerned about is, yeah.
He's asking, what's the problem?
Where is the problem?
The problem is the culture of not taking actual measure against corruption. One, we are not being fair to ourselves. When somebody steals our money, if we give example, if we set up a law, let me tell you something, there are laws in our country cover all of these things here. But our people are so weak, especially leadership. They're not enforcing the law. They themselves are corrupt. So until we can start implementing the law, like for example, how many times will we hear about ghost names? From Tower Town? Yeah, from Tower Town there have been ghost names in there. They came to when Doe came up, Doe said, oh, I took all the ghost name. But after some time, it doubled. Then when the other group of people came in, the same ghost name. We start taking out ghost name, and ghost, except going and multiplying. So those things are you can tell that we are not fair with ourselves when it comes to executing justice. You know, we let the people go. Like we are said the last time. We are said the last time. We are all friends. We are all friends.
Okay.
We are all brothers and sisters. You can't bring that in government. So corruption is number one. Number two here is nationalism. Nationalism. You have to be proud of your country. But go on the Facebook, go on the social media. People who call themselves Liberian, everything they're degrading Liberia. And they're foolish to know that they're degrading themselves. Everything in Liberia. What if you go, if you're against the President Bwaka? President Bwaka is a personal man. No problem. But don't take it on Liberia. Don't take it on Liberia. Liberia is blessed. Some people say Liberia is cursed. Liberia is not cursed. It's the people who are cursed. It's not the country. God provide everything. Do you know our country is richer than Ghana? Do you know the resources we have? Do you know right now Ghana don't have the place is so desert area? They don't have plank. They don't have wood. They're coming to us to buy wood. Do you know that coming to our place, go in the southeast? It's not the wood that the foreigners taking our gold. Our gold can finish, but poor management of government to secure our resources. Everything just leak out. Liberia is like a Hopo Joe. No strong, revolutionary, radical leader. No. I'm telling you. But I'm praying that God will bring somebody over there in our country that will change it in 6 months. Not, it was going to tell you. You're not going to change it in a way where it will bring back guns and bullets, but it will change it. It's supposed to be changed. Our people are stubborn. Since the war, they have stubborn. They need some stubborn leader who will follow the Constitution fully and bring a change in our country. The change starts from the mind. And we're not playing it. All the stuff they're doing between CDC and UP, they go in the cussing one another, they hating, they hating, all the kind of, that's fun they're playing. They're not playing fun.
Yeah, my next question is that, do we have such a person that will have this country on their mind that, oh, I want to change, I want to make want to change the country within 6 months time? Because changing country in 6 months time, it takes a lot to do that.
It is likely impossible.
It is absolutely likely impossible to get that change. So I don't know if there is anybody. Can you point out to people that you think that we can place at this position to get a country changed?
We got people. You know, in the Bible, there were times when God, you know, people were wondering. You know, they said, "Oh, our prophets are dying, and our leaders are dying." So, Who is there? God said, don't worry about it. I got 10,000 people that you even know about. There are people in Liberia. And I'm one of them. I'm not sugarcoating any stuff. I will tell you what I want to do. Because one of the things I want to do here is, I don't like whether you like it, I will introduce capital punishment. If you kill, you found guilty, you'll be hanged. If you're a military man, you'll be put on the pole. We'll set example. I don't care. I'm not doing this for people to say vote for me. I'm doing it for you to know what I'm doing, what I'm up to. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Radically, that country needs some radical leader that will set the course for other leaders to come in. So just set it.
Reverend, my point here before Harris come in is that we as Liberians, we are noted for saying all of the good things when we are out. But once we go
listen to me now. But the thing is not a good thing I'm saying. This is not when I say it's a good thing, but this one is not really a good thing. It's not something that people, when I say that, people challenge it a lot. When I tell I will close the border, people say, what will you do that? You're violating this and that. So it's not good. I'm not going to say I will build skyscraper. I'm not telling you to say I will pave the road from, because that's what they come with. I will pave the road from southeast to Lova. Or I'm not coming to you that I will get electricity. I'm not going to do it. But if we change the mindset of our people, when we start to change it radically, it will build by itself. I'm telling you, it will be built by itself. Those things, that thing we talk about, it will be built by itself.
These things are easily said than done, Reverend.
What is it easily said? A capital punishment is easy to say? It's not easy.
We are signatory to several international protocols. There are several human rights declarations that we have signed to that prevent and kick against these things. Also, you want to talk about the economic trade. Comes to closing the borders. Liberia is already, trade fair with those West African countries and all of these things. That's why I'm saying you said this on the surface that this is how it's just going to be done in the day, and that's why I'm saying, and that's why Waka asked the question as to whether it is possible to build an already underdeveloped country like Liberia in the space of 6 months.
No, when I say 6 months, 6 months is to put all those stuff in place. You use 6 months to put. You're not going to pay bill all those things. You put the 6 months in office. You put the thing into place. And like I said, Liberia is an independent country. The leaders, and do you know in America they carry that punishment in Texas? That when you kill, they kill you. The same people who sign declarations of something. You have to protect your country, man. You have to protect. People can protect you. You have to protect your country. If somebody kill, they're doing it in other country, and they are still part of the United Nations. You can go and kill, if you don't put, if the person is not being executed, but they will serve terms in jail. How many people you know right now, as I'm speaking to you, how many people in prison for corruption in our country? How many people be in prison for 10 years or 5 years? In other countries, you see the people in the United States. Right in the United States, one of our mayor for corruption, that man served, I think, was 6 years, 6 or 7 years for corruption. They don't play. It will teach other people. You guys, what I'm saying is not just but it's the fight. It's something hard that I'm saying. I'm saying it on the punch. We're punching ourselves to say, look, boom. So that's being real fair. When I say that, I know we'll go through process, but we'll come out to the place. We'll come out to the place where, even look, for example, those Zokos there on the street. Now, one of the things here is, one of the Zokos, those boys are all on the street. Even for us who coming from the bro, as soon as you land to the airport, you fear. You see all kinds of people all to the airport, no security. You know what I'm saying? The place looks so desperate. We got people all around. Take your boys. I proposed to the CDC one time. Give all the boys, give all the support. We will deal with them in a way where we got big farmland all over there. In Lofa, in Grand Gide, in Maryland, we got big land. Have a program for the boys. Send them in the let them have a government farm. The boy will produce, give them incentive, give them everything, even build a vocational schools in all the places. Send them over as part of the rehabilitation program. Send them over there. And for those who will not go, for those who will not go, we find you back in Morovia doing other stuff. Then of course you go to jail because we try to rehabilitate you. Come on with your measures. What are people in the house doing? They're only talking about budget. They didn't love the country, my brother. They didn't love the country. It hurt us to see where. Yeah.
Okay, it brings us to a point. It brings us to a point now that a few days ago you issued a warning, if I may say, to the Director General of the Liberia Broadcasting Corporation, Eugene Fagon. In your words, that Eugene should use the state broadcaster for every Liberian because it is with taxpayers' money that is being used to operate the state radio. But there are two concerns that come out. Firstly, we currently see now the government is quote unquote dismissing several persons because of their involvement into the political sphere and waging insults on the president. I mean, Liberians are baffled this morning when they listen to you already. You proposing capital punishment. It makes no difference that you're going to be a similar leader that will come down on Liberians who will stand against your government. That's from one end. Secondly, Eugene will not want to listen to you because already he works in a government that if people speak ill against the government, such a person will be removed. So he will not want to give a platform where people that will use the state radio to insult the president also will have a space to operate.
No, first of all, I told you I've not worked with government before. I've not worked with government before. I've not worked with no government before. I've not worked with any government institution before. The only freelancing that I did was with ELBC. That was a freelance. I was freelancing with LBS, where Fagon is now. And most of the guys in the past, they know me. I was freelancing as a reporter, and I came on the Infomix. I was a contributor on the Infomix. So I have now directly worked with any government before. And I'm not saying that I don't want to work with government. I'm not saying that I'm limiting myself from working with government. But the issue here, my brother, when it comes to the capital punishment, I don't want somebody to kill people, kill citizens, and just walk in my country. You kill somebody, and you are proven guilty by all laws, and you will just walk out tomorrow. How many people that walk out of Liberian jail that are being in murder, kill people? It will give other people the power more to do that. So if I punish you for killing, either 35 years in prison or sentenced to death by hanging, it is bad. You're going to see the murder rate will cut down. And that's what we're going to do. It's not a bad thing. We're following this. It happened in Texas. When they have a gun like it happened in Texas, they put you in the electric chair, they kill you. In the United States of America, other states, they bring down the murder rate. If you can't kill them, if you can't execute them, then let us go and serve their sentences. You can't kill. That is complete violation. You're going to see what happened. You guys passing around killing people? No, it's not going to happen. And secondly, too, I'm saying this, I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm not doing it for vote. No, I'm just telling my heart. I'm not doing it for vote. I don't want people to say, oh, the guys want to go, he want to go, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. And even my staff right now, I told my teachers, I said, if you play with any girls in my school, they report you out. And if that reporting you out, they know that I will send you to the police. So I've got a strict restriction on them. I started with myself, with my school that are operating, my NGOs. Am I fair? No. But we have to start from where we are. That's the only thing that's going to bring Liberia up. We've been 107, we're going through the same old thing and we can't change it. That is a need strong, radical leader who will start with himself and bring that change. It's not going to be 12 years or 13 years, but they're going to set the path for our school, for our people. The thing here is the mindset our mindset until that mindset is changed, until we renew our mind, until we try to love one another and love ourselves. All those things will go. The resources that God looked from heaven and said, look at my people. I gave you do you know that there are millions of minerals in Liberia that they have not discovered yet? That mountains and all those creeks and all those. Do you know how rich is the land? That why foreigners coming in more. Do you know foreigners are buying our country? Go to the Ministry of Land, Mines and Energy. Those boys are buying. They're from West Africa. I gave you 15 or 20 years from now, Liberia will be owned by foreigners from West Africa. But all they're fighting for position. They're not saying it. They all want money. Everything on budget. They're not saying what we see outside. And that's why we're not going anywhere. We're just repeating the same thing over and over. Some people say, oh, the devil. It's not the devil. It's greed. It's greed and lack of vision. People don't have vision. They only after now. Look at our generation. They all mess up. Other countries, they're preparing that generation. It will come a time that even the expatriates, people will start coming from other countries working. And in fact, they already started working in our government. Do you know how many foreigners in our government? Not because you speak the Liberian English, you are citizens of Liberia. There are a lot of foreigners. And these are the same people. I know them. Some people change the name, they carry Liberian name. Some people working in our foreign ministry, they're not. The Ghanaians have many in our foreign ministry there. They are there. You ever go to Ghana and work as a Liberian? You even sell? Then when it comes to Liberia, they will make us look like Hopo Joe. When you do this, it's an international violation. International violation. Then you go to Ghana, it changed there. How many Liberians you know that working in the Ghana government? How many Liberians you know that working in the Ghana government? They're not stupid. They're not going to put you there. I don't care whether you're born in Ghana. The people secure the nation. They have this nationalistic initiative that they can temper around with. No politics temper around with. Don't temper around it. There is a law. There is a law. If you want to do business in Ghana from Liberia, you will go to the Ghanaians. And in fact, you will not own that business. You will not manage it. They will manage it. It's a law. But once you bring that law in Liberia, say, oh, the people start criticizing that. That's nonsense. If the people can do it to us, why we can't do it?
Okay, Baka, let's touch on a few other issues quickly.
Yeah,
and Baka just quiet.
Yeah, and a few other issues I want us to get. Let's begin with the issue about corruption and the fight against corruption in our country. We saw the country president. We saw the government arresting former officials of government in linking them to corruption because they got caught up in the web of corruption. I want to know your stand on this. Are you welcoming this news, or you don't support such act from the government?
Actually, when it comes to government, on that I support it. I support the government arresting officials who have been proven that they stole the money. But you know, the mistakes of the government. Before you can start with those people, start with yourself. Start with yourself. You know, there's a girl that used to be in Looking Town, very, very aggressive. So whenever she have a misunderstanding with her friend and they kind of making an argument, you know what she do to herself first? She would tell the people all what they know about her. How she hopeless, how she loving the other person, man. She would tell her opponent. She will reveal to them all her weaknesses and everything that she already know. So she will deal with herself before she can deal with the girl. So after dealing with herself, the girl will say, well, if this person can look into herself and give, examine herself and expose stuff and think, what do you think she's going to do to me? So what I'm saying in the nutshell is that the government is the same people. Let Baka look among himself, among his people, and try to, because if Baka start doing it for himself, man, and when he's doing it outside, it will have more weight. I support the government cracking down corrupt people. For how long? They have been doing this before. For how long? The people they will take them, put them in jail for corruption. I bet. Look at them. I bet less than a year. Let's say a year, you will see those people coming back. How many government officials in prison now for corruption? From early time to how many of them that will say, okay, that person stay in jail for corruption? How many? No, it's not in Liberia because the law is weak on that.
Yeah, Reverend, there's a new administration, and they are coming with the mindset of change. So, I think giving them a chance to do what they have started already will be a good thing. And I think they are on the rightful path fighting corruption. They arrested people, sent them to South Beach. Later they were free on board, and the investigation is ongoing now. It's in the court. So I think we need to wait for due process to play a part.
Yeah, but you see, fighting corruption is not like I said, it's not only collecting people who stole money, put them in prison, and more than that. There should be a program set. There should be a program from the government. You get what I'm saying? There should be we have the anti-corruption programs and all of these things. Okay, there should be educational stuff going on. There should be a stuff that people will say, okay, the government is serious on this. You know, that it should be from schools, from the school up to the various ministry and everything. There should be some program going on, educating our people, taking those measures before they can start doing all of what they are doing right now. You know, because if not, we're going to be doing the same thing over and over and over again and again. So, like I said, people won't try to fight corruption, which of course is good, but sometimes we are not doing it from the grassroots. We're only doing it from the surface to look good. You know, to say, okay, you know, the president did this, he got corruption. You know, the politics is killing our country. They're just looking for the name. They're looking for the name. And again, the party politics, they're not only concerned about the Liberian people. The thing is between CDC, UP, it's not Liberia. These are just political parties. They're not concerned about our people. So there's a war between them. Now, you see who in Liberia are causing president? You got people in the legislature. What example are they setting for our children? We got Yeka Koluba there. He caused Georgia, man. He caused Georgia in the house. He just causing people. Then he came now. He started causing the president. Is that politics? They're not presenting policies. They're not encouraging. They're not even challenging the Liberian people on the policies. But they're just cussing.
Will you tolerate that as a president? I mean, in an instance where you see elected officials and even some of the Liberians take to media platforms and satisfactorily wish insults on the presidency and by extension even on the family of the president as well. Were you the president of Liberia, such an environment would be entertained.
What? The first thing you cause me, I will sue you. The first thing you cause me, I will sue you because they say insult. They got two kinds of insult. They got the physical insult and they got a verbal insult. So, and forgetting to know that if any man insult the president is on the throne as the president of the Republic of Liberia. They are insult to the country. So when you insult me, I got my lawyer, I will sue you.
No,
and when you are guilty.
As a president under our laws, you can sue, Reverend. As a president under our law, you can sue.
But we're putting that law because I'm an individual. I have my right. I have my right as a citizen. I'm a citizen. I have my right. No, there's a presidential right and there's a citizen right. I have my right. I will put that presidency around and table A and sue you. I will take up that citizenship and sue you. So we'll go through that same process.
The characteristic of a president is to be tolerant. I mean, from the way you speak, the first characteristics of a president or a leader, you must be tolerant.
No, but the part of tolerance is a lawful tolerance. It's not aggressive tolerance. It's a lawful tolerance. It's in the law. As an individual, it's a lawful tolerance. I tolerated it by going to law. But if not, I've sent some my bodyguard to grab you, to beat you, or to put you in chair. Then it's against the law. Because the president can get power to do that. But that would be a dictatorial power. That is not a constitutional or democratic power. And we don't want to use that. But I will sue you openly because you insulted me.
before we get to the phone lines, when I'm president, you insult me, not going to sue you. But Bwakai, I am concerned, Reverend Blamo. Currently, we see President Bwakai has gone 8 months in the 6 years mandate given by the Liberian people. Were we to look at as
I think you lower a little bit.
I'm asking in terms of the opposition community, the hopes and aspirations of the opposition. I mean, the fate of the opposition community under the Bwakai administration.
The fate, I think the fate of the opposition, but the opposition to the way they're acting, they're not acting real. The opposition, you know, they are not how do you call it? They are not presenting policies. You know, they were there before, especially they were there before. They're not telling us what they will correct if they want to go back, but they're just attacking. You know, so you know our country right now, the illiteracy rate is too high. People after job. Okay, you were there before. You make a mistake. Now you want to come back in the opposition. Then tell us what the mistake you made that got you out and how you're going to improve on it. Instead of causing break a whole day. Instead of causing the man or doing all the kind of things. You think somehow logical people, you'll convince them like that? No. That's a failure of CDC. You cannot. That's a big failure. For other people, it will convince them. But for people like me, it's like you're going to go back to the same old stuff. I don't see any change that CDC going to bring when they go back. I don't see it. I don't see it. They're not proving to me. The only thing I know, they're cussing Bwakai. And Bwakai people cussing them. So that cussing will all in that country. Nobody bringing policies. Nobody bringing visions.
All right. So before we go to the phone lines, okay. So before we go to the phone line, Reverend, there are a lot of reports coming in from the General Auditing Commission, damaging reports on the CBL, the Ministry of State, Ministry of Public Work,
the National,
road funds, and other places. A lot of damaging reports on how people milk the system, how they stole from this country. I don't know. What's your position on some of these things that are coming from some of the reports that are coming from the General Auditing Commission? Before we go to the phone line,
the thing is not strange. It's not strange. I was expecting that. It's not strange. Like I said, the culture of impunity is still in our country. It's still there from that time up to this time. So it will continue. Even in Bwakai's time, it will continue until a radical approach to all of these things. That, you know, the laws are there. The general auditing, the laws are there. I heard that again, that even Bwakai administration, they are witch hunting some of CDC people in the MCC, the Moria City Corporations, or the City Hall, you know, who against them, and you know, those things. I mean, just imagine when people come, especially our politics is quite different in Liberia. You know, when government comes into power, they bring all of their partisan, whether educated or not, whether qualified or not, they put them to satisfy them, they give them position. So the qualified people who are supposed to be running the country, they left over because they are not everybody can be in political party. But the only way you can ascend in Liberia or government holding government position, unless you are radical and curse the president and curse this and curse that. How Eugene Fagon got his position? How Eugene Fagon got his position? When he was there with CDC. You got what I'm saying? He attacked. He was there to CDC. And they took him out and put me deputy minister information, I think, for culture and tourism. How many times did he encourage tourism in our country? How many times? So they put him in the wrong position. He should have stayed in the political party. He should have been how do you call it, party chairman or whatever it is. Not put him somewhere in information. You know how to disseminate information? You think information is just somebody cussing or being radical? No. It's not that. It's the same thing to do with LBS. It's a professional area. LBS, you disseminate information from the government. Disseminate information, you promote government policies. You make sure that people have access to the radio station to make sure you broadcast what government is doing. You don't be supposed to be involved in politics. Then you coming over on ERBC, you promoting UP partisan. No, UP partisan is quite different from the government. Know that. When it comes to party, the government is not supposed to be involved into it. Yeah, of course, it's the party government, but they're not supposed to be indirectly. All the government institutions not supposed to be run by political party campaign. No. CDC did the same thing. It was wrong. They can be sued by citizens. One citizen can sue them. They are to operate. Party is different. And that's the thing. CDC did it. UP is doing the same old thing. So what's the difference between CDC and UP? And that's the question we need to ask ourselves.
Okay, let's take like 3 calls on 0778-665-699. We have Reverend Philip Blamo, Philip S. Blamo. He's from the Citizen Action Committee. He's here with us this morning on the Punch Brekfast Show, joining us live from the United States of America. Let's take the first person here quickly. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, your name, where joining us from?
First, because son of KOK, I'm joining you guys this morning. Thank you for hosting the Reverend this morning. But you know, is
your line. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, your line is not too good. You have to change your position a bit. Okay, go ahead.
So as I was saying, I tell Reverend Blamo is one person who Black people
your line is bad. Your line is bad. Let's take somebody from the line. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, John.
Yeah, your name is joining us from.
Okay, my name is Bill Ruben Congo. I'll call you from my resident in Weaver community.
Okay.
I want to say good morning to my brother who spoke. I want to believe that he spoke to you from
Yeah.
The country going out, the money that they raise in the country, the money, everything going out, including pepper and other things. But it's not just money that going out of the country. It's not just the money that going out of the country. Like the human resource capacity. Hello?
Go ahead. We'll listen to you.
Okay. I'll call my radio. Sorry. So, Senator Brown funded the Ministry of Education is one of the ministries that have been giving the highest number of scholarships to Liberians to go to America, to study and come back, to go to Bokon Chile, to go to Brekfast, to go to Pasadena, in Lower County and teach. When they're giving those scholarships, when they go, after the training, they will run away from the state that they went to and go to different places, they stay there 30, 40 years, and they say that they deprive with the country. They will not come back here to go. One shot on the black go for the benefit of the people that they left behind. I say it becomes tomorrow. Within the because most of the people that you see that cause Zogo that you want to take them from the sea and carry them to the agriculture farm. You will be proud education because of the action of those people in America.
Okay, all right. How will you bring the government, the America to help Liberia? Let's take another person from this line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name is joining us from. Welcome.
So I'm on the line. So my name is Isaac Wuze. I'm joining you guys on letter district number 14.
Okay.
You said thank you, Blam. I am one of those persons who is in support of a presidency 2029. I have created a movement for Philip Blamo presidency 2029. So we await Philip Blamo return to Liberia as soon as possible for the movement to petition. But you know, quickly before I leave this out, Philip Blamo is one person who the foreign policy should affect as a humanitarian. Well, listen, being a politician is not someone who should account with that mindset or come to the reach yourself. Philip Blamo is one person who have made his life with making his money in a private life. Philip Blamo in the United States of America today, the people of this number 15 in Liberia lives is testimony to this what I'm about to say. Philip Blamo is one person who negotiates with people in America to bring them back in, to give back to the people. Most recently, it was something he did with a group of church in America there. That people came, he brought them in Liberia, begged with them to create scholarship and fund
for the young people in district number 15, when I brought last. Philip Blamont is one person who he run an institution in district number 15.
Man, for time, I can't talk about Philip Blamont initiative. Later.
That institution is someone
You get a chance now.
It has which are paying close to like 20 and some thousand. But Philip Blamont, who is at least as some of this school.
Okay.
To draw attention to the Philip Blamont Institute, recommending for some of the school work he is doing for our country.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Let's take 2 more calls. Man, you can talk about.
You get a man chance.
Let's call her here. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, you might join us from.
Yeah, this is Jerry Taylor. I'm calling you from Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a few questions for the Reverend. Reverend, I want to ask you, what thing the host can put in place, or the Librarian put in place, that the cover is carrying on most of our leaders. Like when, every year, every time, when you go a leader, you don't think for a bill, you just get on the street, costing leader. I think other people, African leader, when they come here and they hear you get costing, they look back. You think what thing the people can put in place to that? Another time when even you get more, you're not in power, other people cannot do that. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Let's take somebody from the United States of America. Let's take this person. Jerry, good morning. Welcome.
Thank you. That was so much, my brother. Let me say good morning to the Punch FM family. My name is Jerry James Dobley. I'm calling from Springfield, Mass. I would like to encourage our brother and sister that have given the opportunity now that serving our rescue government. They should do the rightful thing. Because mind you may take 6 years to be 40 to 60 years. 6 years is very long. So the why you will make today, you sleep on the good. Someone that get political ambition. So if you wear good in your community, who knows tomorrow you will be your representative in your district. So I'm encouraging them. They should put BKT aside. You have been given the opportunity by our father, the rescue father, JMB. Please stay in line with our agenda. Thank you, guys, for this opportunity. I'm so excited for you guys. You're making a good program in LRB. You guys continue. You don't know tomorrow what will become of you guys. Thank you. That was so much.
Thank you so much for calling in. We take one more call, then we wrap it up with the Reverend. 0778 665 699 0778 665 699 0880 561 644 0880 561 644 or 0. Let's take this person here as our last caller. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, you are live with us. Your name, where joining us from?
Nathaniel from joining from a call for district number 4.
Okay.
Yeah, first of all, let me say hi to your studio guest. And he said so many things. There's one thing I'm already taking. That is, he talk about fighting corruption. If Joseph Boaga came with the mindset of fighting corruption, and we Liberian, we and that's going to win the fight. Let me just give an example. During the WIA administration, we used to hear there was a guy that called Dauda at the time he was serving at Sunfast. But then they said they put him in jail because he was working with a company in the southeastern that they were taking law from all of the country illegally. But then after Boaga came into power, we are still arranging around here in a jeep well unified again. So where are we heading? If these people, they are being put into jail to serve their penalty within a period of 1 year time, the man is out in uniform, moving around with cars. So tell me, where are we going to be tomorrow, like for our one generation? Why would they come and meet in this country?
Thank you so much for calling in. So we'll wrap it up with the Reverend this morning. Reverend, you listen to all of the callers this morning on the platform.
Yep. Thank you very much. Oh, the Punch FM. And like I said before, the people in Liberia, and I can give you this. Right now, the people, a lot of people, not really in favor of UP, and there is a big gap between UP and CDC. There are people. Liberia right now is confused. In a sense, the future. They got just measure about the future. What will be our future? Right now, our future is blank. It's completely blank. A blank. I'm telling you, because two group of people just fighting for power. Where our future is just laying right there. There's nothing. Oh, we're talking about how we're going to build this road. We're talking about how we're going to fight corruption. Where is our future? The guy who just talked just now, he's asking. Who can answer that question? They are not visionaries. You know what people are building the future? We're destroying them with corruption. We are not even set up. If you tell the people, give us your future plan, nothing. And that's why I came out radically. And I'm saying this again and again. I'm not just saying it, but I try to do it on my own with all government help. With government coming, no, it won't do. But everything God gave it to me by His grace to start the institutions in that place. Even right now in what the place in Clay Ashland, we got a property there what we're going to build. We have a team from America will be coming next year. We bring the people from America. Is this government stuff? No. I started with my community, and then people helping. No, it's just the grace of God because of the love. So we have to start with ourselves. We don't have to wait for government, and we don't have to work for government to build our country. So we have to be visionaries in our country, and we need a radical change. I'm telling you today, a radical change that will go with the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. We have the laws there. We have to enforce. And someone said, well, Yaka Koluba, if I become president, Yaka Koluba will not do that nonsense. You know what? I will follow the Constitution. Because the reason why I will follow the Constitution, I will challenge the people in the House. I will challenge them. Is this how you guys are? Because the legislatures and the executive supposed to work together. When Yaka Koluba as a president, I become president, he cost me, we'll go to court. We will go to court. The executive and legislature will go to court. I'm not going to cost him back.
Thank you so much.
No, we'll go to
Thank
court.
you so much.
I said we'll go to court. That will be done differently.
Thank you so
because we can't get somebody who's supposed to be the role model for our children. Our children willing to see somebody cussing. That's an insult. That is a breach of peace. It's unconstitutional. That is childish and that is ignorance against us. That's an insult to our legislatures and our executive. For someone to get on and start cussing, he caused the president, the first president, George Weah, he come and cause Boyka, and you're sitting on that side and doing all kinds of stuff. Man, I don't know. I'm just too different as well.
Thank you so much, Reverend, for coming on for this morning. We appreciate your time, and we hope to interact with you more on this platform.
Thank you very much. Thank you for punching me. I enjoy your program. Call me next time, man.
Okay, sir. All right. Thank you so much. That's Reverend Philip Blamo. They're joining us from the United States of America this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show. Harris, before we go. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, so we gotta we'll take our regular weekend break, Buckeye, and be back on Monday with another fascinating edition of the Punch Breakfast Show. Until then, my name is Harris Belly, and so have yourselves a God bless weekend.
So, folks, that's the voice of Harris Belly, my colleague. Like he said, we're going home for the weekend's break. When we come back on Monday, it's gonna be more Punch here on the Punch FM. Punch FM is the punch that helps patriotism above self. So up until then, it's bye-bye from our end.